your morning drive time headlines with Suave on Fox Sports 1310.
Good morning. It is 6 a.m. and it's your Fox Sports update. We have breaking news in Major League Baseball as Justin Verlander and the Giants agreed to a $15 million deal worth for 1 year. Now, why is it significant? Because Verlander is a Virginia native who played college baseball at Old Dominion and was selected by Detroit with the number 2 overall pick in the 2004 amateur draft. Also in college basketball, upset City as number 1 Tennessee lose their first game to number 8 Florida. And it was followed by Elijah Martin, who scored 18 points, Denzel Aberdeen, who added 16, and number 8 Florida beat Tennessee 73-43 on Tuesday night. Sticking in college, the best running back out of Boise State, Ashton Gentry, is declaring for the NFL draft. And get this, in just 14 games this season, he totaled 2,601 rushing yards and 29 touchdowns, averaging 7 yards per carry on 374 carries. He was the second highest behind to my favorite running back, Barry Sanders, in 1988. And lastly, pink slips has been issued and it's gone to Antonio Pierce of the Las Vegas Raiders, who's fired yesterday. But they're keeping the general manager, Tom Telesco. We're going to talk more about that later on. But it is Hump Day Wednesday on the Morning Drive with Johnny D. Powered by Cover Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310, 100.9 FM, and streaming live on YouTube at Cover Sports TV. Let's get the ride on.
Live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios, the official home of the Hampton Road sports fan. It's the Morning Drive, powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310, along with Suave and J-Lo. Here's your host, Johnny.
All right, good stuff. Great to be back with you. It is a hump day.
Hump day.
It's a Wednesday, 6:03 at Hampton Roads. Chilly, about 30 degrees outside, and of course feels like 15. I love seeing the weather forecast where they tell you what the actual temperature is, but then they tell you, look, let's be honest, it feels like. That's the report we're getting this morning. But it is great to be with you. I am Johnny D, of course, alongside Suave J-Lo, the Morning Drive. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. A reminder, you can follow us on the X at Drive Johnny D, on Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D. And, of course, live and in living color this morning. Good morning to everybody on YouTube. You can check us out at Cova Sports TV. Good program for you on a Wednesday. A lot of good stuff to get into, as Suave mentioned during the update. The coaching carousel continues in the National Football League. We will give you the latest coming up here in a little bit. Antonio Pierce is out. We kind of mentioned that yesterday, right? In the middle of the program, that was still coming, that the ownership had not given their full approval for Antonio Pierce, and he was still acting like, hey, I'm still the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. But we know Tom Brady is involved. And if Tom Brady is going to be involved, there will be changes, head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and, of course, a quarterback. So watching the Raiders in the offseason, I think, is going to be entertaining. Because my sources are telling me, and it's going to come right out of the gate, Suave, a Hump Day hot take. Of course, we take your hot takes on a Hump Day via the Tell 'em Kellum Talk and text line at 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. You could also chime in at YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Your Hump Day hot takes right out of the gate. What I am being told, and this will be one of my hot takes, there is serious consideration for the return of greatness with the Raiders. And I'm talking about the one and only John Gruden.
Chucky.
Ooh, man.
Chucky.
There is legitimate conversations going on right now from what I am being told by my sources. And you know my sources.
Yes, you know your
They're
sources.
pretty spot on. That John Gruden will be in conversation for the Raiders job, which kind of begs the question, and one of the things I was talking about or thinking about on the way into the show today, what is better if you've got a team in the NFL that you are a fan of, and you've got an open coaching vacancy, and you guys went through this last year with the Commanders, right, where Riverboat Ron was on the way out.
Yeah.
And you hired Dan Quinn, and not everybody was a Dan Quinn fan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yours truly, freely admit it.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Me too.
I thought his time at Atlanta, it was nice, but after that Super Bowl and what happened down the stretch against the Patriots was not a very impressive head coach when you're talking about a resume. But he was given another opportunity, and he has made the most of that opportunity. No doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Made the most of that opportunity. Because I think one thing he did really well is he surrounded himself with the right people. And I think bringing in a Cliff Kingsbury has been a tremendous bump for the Commanders and his ability to work with Jada Daniels. And I mean, look, have you noticed that Kingsbury has not been mentioned?
Not once.
No.
Why is that, Suave?
Because he's keeping it low key, which that's what he wanted. You know, if you think about it, it's something you brought up, I just thought about. Washington's coaching staff is all about redemption stories. Mm-hmm. And you brought that up just a few seconds ago, and I'd never thought about that. Dan Quinn, everyone known for that, the Super Bowl. Cliff Kingsbury, the October, was it November, I think it is, when he plays bad in November, the issue with the Cardinals. So everybody's right now on a redemption story. And then the biggest one is Washington. So I never really thought about that. So, kudos to you this morning.
Well, not only that, but we mentioned it yesterday on the show that Cliff Kingsbury is still getting paid as a head coach for the Arizona Cardinals.
Genius.
So that incentive, that motivation to go somewhere else, obviously is not as what it used to be, number one. Number two, look, you got a pretty darn good quarterback that you get to work with every single day. And that's Jada Daniels. And we've seen it with Ben Johnson with the Detroit Lions, right? A lot of people thought Ben Johnson was going to jump at an opportunity last year. Mm-hmm. He did not. His value has increased. Because in the NFL, every single year, there is going to be turnover. There's going to be 4, 5, 6 coaching openings. Right now, what's the updated tally there, J-Lo, on head coaching openings, right? So you got the Raiders. You got the Jags.
Jets.
You got the Jets, Patriots. You got the Saints and the Bears, right? So we're up to 6
out of 32 teams
already, and we may not be done.
No.
I think we're close to done, but we may not be done. And there are a lot of coordinator jobs that are open. So it kind of begged the question. I was thinking about it this morning. I might put it up on the Pacer payroll poll question this morning on the X at Drive Johnny D. Would you rather have a proven former head coach or an unproven, younger, hot coordinator as your head coach in the NFL? Because that's what the debate comes down to. Because if you're looking at some of the coaching openings right now, we'll talk Mike McCarthy to the Bears. Maybe not, depending upon what Jerry Jones is feeling like. We'll get into that story here in a little bit. But Pete Carroll is now being mentioned with the Chicago Bears. Here he is at, 76 years of age, I think?
Yes.
Something crazy?
Yeah.
So Pete Carroll, former head coach, proven success, a little bit old, right? Versus a Ben Johnson, who is a hot coordinator, but unproven as a head coach. So I ask you, Swab, we'll go around the room real quick. If you throw that up there, if your team's got an opening, which direction are you going?
See, the problem with that is, we're going to talk about it later, but with Pete Carroll, he got a redemption story as well, too. Because he won the Super Bowl.
Sure.
But it was also his decision that led to the breakup of a possible one of the best defenses of all time, Legion of Boom. Mm-hmm. If you only did what 99% of everybody said in that Super Bowl, give the ball to Beast Mode, give it to Marshawn Lynch, y'all would have won the Super Bowl. So that thing's going to be on there. And then, you're right, an upstart. Johnson, I would really believe that you would get upstart because you see how he's doing with the Lions. Now, pair that with a Caleb Williams and 2 young guns just going at it, and now just going together, and then going against your former team. That story right there.
Yeah, but it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work, right? Dan Quinn has worked. He's a former head coach that got another opportunity that's worked. We've seen the unproven coordinators that have gone in there, and it has not worked. Some of the names being thrown around, like a Brian Flores, this would be his second time around. With Dennis Allen, if he does get another opportunity. But you look at a Mike McDaniels right down in Miami, was an unproven, hot coordinator coming out of where? San Francisco, I believe it was?
Yes, it was.
He is now, year 3 or year 4? Yes, he has made the playoffs, but now there's a lot of turmoil down in Miami. So it is an interesting question. We're going to pose it out there. So put it up on the poll this morning, J-Lo, if you don't mind. The Pacer poll question this morning. Proven former head coach versus unproven younger hot coordinator. What direction would you want to go? Hit us up on the X at Drive Johnny D. Hey, a reminder, coming up at 6:45 this morning, Suave's entertainment page. 7 o'clock hour, man, class is back in session. The sports professors have returned. We'll talk a lot of college football playoffs coming up on Thursday and Friday. Also, the wild card round in the NFL. Some big spreads. Some big spreads in the NFL. One of those being Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Have you seen the latest line on this one for Baltimore and Pittsburgh, Suave?
Let me guess. It's over 10 points.
It's about 10.5 right now.
I knew it.
Historically, the Steelers have fared well against Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson in the playoffs has not been the Lamar Jackson in the regular season, historically. That's a big number, and I know the Steelers are not playing well. They are not playing well. They have lost 4 straight. But as J-Lo mentioned yesterday on the program numerous times, Steelers' defense is still pretty good.
Yeah.
They still got T.J. Watt last time I checked.
Yes.
Who's still pretty good, who could disrupt the game. So that's going to be interesting. So we'll talk some college football and NFL with the sports professors coming up at 7:05 this morning. Our buddy, friend of the program, Larry Rubama, will stop by at 7:30. We'll talk Gerard Mayo's firing in New England. Also want to ask him the question about Pittsburgh and Mike Tomlin. A lot of people are feeling like if Tomlin is one and done, you're talking about, 16 straight seasons of not being able to get it done in the postseason with Mike Tomlin. Should he be on the hot seat in Pittsburgh? Should there be a change in Pittsburgh? So we'll talk to Larry Rubama about that right around 7:30 this morning. We'll also throw in some high school hoops. He was at a good one last night, Lansdowne at Green Run, as we start to get into the meat of the high school basketball season. So we'll get with Larry right around 7:30. 7:45 this morning, what is trending with Suave. And then 8 o'clock hour, we got to try to bump Hank, the scroll of Hank. Let's see if Hank can join us in the 8 o'clock hour, J-Lo, if you don't mind, at 8:05 this morning. And then a friend of the program, Ira Kaufman. He covers all things for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Hall of Fame writer. One of the best in the business. You hear him regularly on the Christopher Mad Dog Russo show on Sirius XM Radio. He is scheduled to join us at 7 or 8:30 this morning. And of course, it's a Wednesday. We want to get your Hump Day hot takes. You can hit us up via the Tell 'em Kellum Talk and text line at 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. Before we go to the break, I did want to bring up at Suave. You mentioned it during your update. Justin Verlander, Old Dominion guy, been around the Major League Baseball forever.
Yeah.
Forever. 1-year deal, $15 million with the San Francisco Giants. Surprised?
No.
He's what? How old is Justin Verlander?
42.
42 years old. Here's what I do not understand about Justin Verlander. Dude has made a lot of money. First ballot Hall of Famer? Maybe, maybe not, depending on the class. He is a Hall of Famer, in my mind.
I see it. I mean,
Right.
I got stats. Yeah, definitely.
You got stats? Give me the career stats of Justin Verlander very quickly.
Sure. So
The career
Verlander
stats.
is 262 and 147. He has a 3.3 ERA and 526 career stats. He is the active leader in wins, strikeouts, innings, starts, and complete games. And he also has a 17 and 12 record with a 3.58 and 38 career postseason appearances.
Not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they talk about 300 being that magic number. We got to talk to Rubama about that in the 7 o'clock hour. Get his thoughts. I don't think he's got a Hall of Fame vote, but we'll ask Larry Rubama his thoughts on Justin Verlander. My pettiness, I just got to say this. You're 42 years old. You're married to one of the most beautiful women on the planet in Kate Upton, right? Got some kids. When is it time to hang it up, man? You don't need the money. I know the competitive drive for these guys in Major League Baseball, I know. But, man, I mean, do you not want to go home? When I see dudes, seriously, Suave, when I see guys like Aaron Rodgers, now Aaron Rodgers is not married, but guys like Rodgers and Tom Brady and Justin Verlander at 37, 38, 39, 40, 41 years of age who want to continue to play, yet money is not a problem. It's that competitive juices that drive. I'm thinking, like, what is your home life? Do you not want to go home? We've all been in this situation, have we not?
Yeah, if you've been working so hard, but like, go home. I see that all the time working in my shipyard. Your retirement is 63, 65, but you still like 70, 72, still working. And like, either you are bad in debt or you don't want to go home.
You don't want to go home.
Go
Something's
home.
going on at home where you don't want to go home. Justin Verlander, I don't know what it is. I know if I'm married to Kate Upton, I'm never leaving home. I'm asking her, what do you need, babe? How can I help? You got a photo shoot? I'm there. Right? That's what I'm doing. But good on Verlander, man. If you could get a 1-year deal for $15 million to continue to pitch, and he's coming off his surgeries and some injuries that he's had, flamed out with the Mets, obviously was great with the Astros, great with the Tigers. Glad to see him still around. He's sort of a flagship, right, for ODU baseball, which had a couple of dudes in the postseason this past year when talking about, what was it, Kansas City with the Kansas City Royals. But I'm glad to see Justin Verlander still kicking it. All right, 6:18 on the program. A reminder, the Tell 'em Kellam Talking text line is open at 757-497-1310. Want to get your Hump Day hot takes? Do either of you have a Hump Day hot take right out of the gate? I gave you my one. Book it. John Gruden in serious consideration for the next head coach of the Vegas Raiders. Book it. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to talk about a redemption story and a return to greatness and that scowl and everything that comes with it. John Gruden, Tom Brady, that fits Brady to a T. You want to make an impact on an organization right out of the gate if you're Tom Brady, you go out and you hire. Not Ben Johnson. No, because you still need a quarterback. And Gruden's a quarterback guy. People forget, right? This is what Gruden does. He can develop quarterbacks. He knows quarterbacks. I would love to see Gruden go out, get the head coaching job for the Vegas Raiders. Vegas find a way to move up and get Shedeur Sanders.
It could happen.
That'd be perfect.
That would be spectacular.
That's cinema.
That would be cinema.
That's cinema, yeah.
That would be cinema. All right, so good stuff on a Hump Day. On a Wednesday, look forward to hearing from you again. Hit us up on the X at Drive Johnny D, on Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D. We are up and rolling on YouTube this morning at Cova Sports TV. Hey, a reminder that we are broadcasting live from the OVM Financial Studios, Virginia Beach. We are represented by the personal injury law firm of Williams Deloche. If you are injured in an accident or suffer any type of personal injury, my first call and your first call should be to Williams Deloche. 757-547-5555. That's 757-547-5555. Or visit them on the web at wd-law.com. Hey, straight ahead, he continues to be the gift that keeps giving. Begs the question, what is a better job opening, the Chicago Bears or the Dallas Cowboys? Jerry Jones is back. We'll discuss. It's the Morning Drive. Suave J-Lo. Yours truly, Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
On Interstate 264 eastbound, an active work zone closing the right shoulder after the Martin Luther King Freeway may cause a slight delay for your morning commute. Otherwise, today's morning commute is going smoothly. From Newport News to Norfolk, via Interstate 64 eastbound, current drive time is 31 minutes. And from Chesapeake to downtown, taking Interstate 464 northbound, your drive time is 11 minutes. I'm Peter Cook on Fox Sports 1310.
Thousands of kids in poverty have waited over a year for a sponsor. End their wait today. Sponsor a child with compassion. Just text radio to 83393.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us. And the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
Kova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit kovapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
The new home for the Hampton Roads sports fan. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, along with Suave and J-Lo, on Fox Sports 1310 and live on Kova Sports TV.
Yeah, great to be with you. 6:21 on a Wednesday. Yours truly, Johnny D, Suave, J-Lo, Fox Sports 1310 AM. This is the Morning Drive. Hit us up on the X at Drive Johnny D. Our Pacer Payroll poll question is up and rolling this morning. You could also chime in on YouTube this morning. Want to thank everybody who's already dialed up and watching us on YouTube this morning. Thank you very much. At Kova Sports TV. I want to get into this story about Jerry Jones.
Of course.
The gift that keeps giving.
Of course.
That's Jerry Jones. I will say, Suave, this morning, I tried something a little bit different with my hot tea. Mm-hmm. There is this, what is it, Cane's or something, syrup that's next to the coffee machine in the...
Like the liquid sugar?
Yeah,
Yes.
liquid sugar. Is that what it is, liquid sugar?
Yeah,
Yes.
my mom is all over that.
So what I decided to do this morning, because I was feeling a little bit frisky. It's 31 degrees outside. It's a little cold. And, I love a little hot tea in the morning. Decided to put the liquid sugar in first. Then I put the tea packet in with the hot water. Mm-hmm. Smells great. Still a little 50-50 on the taste. Not really sure. What should you add to hot tea? Like, what is acceptable to add? Honey, obviously.
Yes.
My daughter, who's 21 years old, she puts like is it a collagen type of powder or something in it?
Yeah.
I got no clue.
I know who he's talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it, I think for some reason I want to say it's for weight loss, which I don't know to be offended or not offended when she put it into my hot tea over the break. She's like, hey, Pops, here you go. Here's some tea. Had a little bit of tea at night before we go to bed. And she's like, hey, did you notice anything different? I'm like, no, not really. Why? She goes, hey, I put some of this powder in there. Well, what is this? Oh, well, it helps for to calm your nerves, maybe a little bit of weight loss. And I'm going, subtle hint?
Yeah.
Right? Like subtle hint right there that, hey, fat boy, you probably need to drop a couple. How about 2 shakes at a sensible dinner? Is what she's trying to tell me.
Saying in a very nice way.
In a very nice way. Are you a tea guy, a coffee guy?
I'm more of a tea guy. Coffee is cool, but I like tea. But I like cold tea. Hot tea.
Well, you're a brother. I mean, come on, man. The
Of
brothers
course.
love them some cold tea at a
Sweet
barbecue.
tea?
Sweet tea.
Come on now.
I had no idea growing up in the Northeast and then coming south. I had no clue.
Because they don't do sweet tea up there, right?
Not really.
No.
They do
I
iced
mean,
tea.
it's not a big thing. Yeah, you do iced tea,
Yeah.
right? But I did not know. 2 things I did not know when I came down south. Okay, number one, this whole sweet tea thing and unsweet tea thing, and being in North Carolina or Tennessee or wherever. What is the difference? Can you explain to me?
You don't know the difference?
Well, I mean,
Go ahead.
Well, it's very simple.
now you're going to have to dumb this down for me.
So sweet
Dumb
tea
it down a little bit.
tastes sweet, and when you drink it, it tastes good. Unsweet tea, it kind of tastes like water, but you can taste like the tea leaves almost.
So, are you
That makes
talking about
sense.
adding sugar? Is
can
the
add your own
sweetness
sugar.
is the sweet tea pretty much sugar.
Basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's basically what it is.
Okay. So it's pretty much sugar is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it has to, please forgive me, y'all, but it has to be that sweet tea that when you drink it, you start twitching. I mean,
Is it kind of like how I twitch with my energy drink in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my energy
Don't work for
drink
me.
would be the equivalent of having sweet tea for Suave.
Yeah, because it's basically we say syrup. It's basically syrup.
Gotcha.
Like the sweeter it is, the better it is. But like I said, after you finish, you like just.
I'll tell you
get
what
the shakes.
though, there is such thing as too sweet tea.
Absolutely.
For instance, McDonald's sweet tea is way too sweet, in my opinion.
Way too sweet.
Way too sweet.
Who has the best sweet tea?
Oh, we can go on this conversation for a while.
Throw it up on the
Because
poll
listen,
this morning. Can we
sweet
put it
tea's
up on the
only
poll?
drink I drink. I don't drink soda or coffee or anything.
Okay. So if we put it up on the poll this morning, the Pacer Payroll poll question, what is the best sweet tea in Hampton Roads? Let's say.
So I think Chick-fil-A's got to be up there.
So you're going to put Chick-fil-A as one.
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they all about. They used to market their sweet tea every time you came there.
Mm-hmm.
Another one maybe be Hardee's.
Hardy's got
I
good
haven't
sweet
had
tea.
that in a long time, but
Yeah.
I've heard it's very good.
It's very good.
Okay. And what's the fourth option? Is there anything packaged in the grocery store that you got to get?
I mean,
What is it? Gold leaf?
I like the
Gold
Gold
leaf, yeah.
Peak.
Gold
the
Peak, is that what it is?
I
Yeah,
like
Gold
Gold
Peak.
Peak, but it's still not the same as like in restaurant, obviously.
Lifton?
Okay. We'll throw it up on the poll this morning.
No.
The Pacer Payroll poll question this morning, if
I
you
got a
don't mind.
sneaky one for y'all.
Okay.
Chinese food, they still have some of the greatest sweet tea.
Really?
I don't know what they do.
I've never had that.
They got that herbal tea.
Probably, but when y'all
Better.
ever get some Chinese food, go drink that sweet tea. It'll change your life.
Okay. All right. Well, my tea this morning, I got to spruce it up a little bit, but it's starting to grow on me a little bit, this sugar that I added to it.
My mom loves that sugar a lot.
Now, at the Suave family barbecues, are you coming out just with big old jugs? Big old. I'm not talking about a cup. You're coming out with almost like a keg of sweet tea.
Yeah, you gotta come with the jug, and the jug always gotta look the same, which is that one big jug with a bunch of lemons and colorful around it, and the tea gotta look dark.
It's got to look
It gotta
dark.
look dark, because when you see it, like, somebody put some sugar in that thing.
Is that the indicator? The darker the tea, the better?
Sometimes that, or like sometimes it's like because somebody done put about 2 gallons of sugar in there. I mean, when you see that, and you gotta tell people, you gotta be cautious. Don't drink too much.
Yeah.
Don't drink too much.
Can you do that as a follow-up to the poll question, J-Lo? The darker the tea, the better? Is that what we're asking this morning? The darker the tea, the better. So that was number one. And number two, and I know Suave is going to laugh at this, but it was not something I had in my household growing up. And then until I came down south, and one of my first years playing basketball, I did not get a chance to go home for Thanksgiving because you're pretty much right in the middle of getting ready for the season.
Yeah.
So I would stay with a buddy who lived here locally, and we had Thanksgiving at his house, and he's a good old country boy. This dude.
Oh,
I mean,
man,
good
the
old,
food's incredible.
good
I
old
know
country
it's
boy.
incredible.
Right? I think they were shooting in the backyard what we were eating.
That's
This would
right.
be good.
That's right.
Right,
Yes.
type of dude.
Yes.
Grits. I had no idea what grits were. I had oatmeal growing up.
Oh.
And then I was presented with this plate, and I said, "What is this, oatmeal?" And they said, "No, it's grits." Did not know what grits are, Suave. Are you a grit fan?
Absolutely.
Really?
Now, this is going to be controversy,
Oh,
though.
man.
This is going to because it's still the biggest debate. Do you add sugar to grits? That is one of the biggest debates that you have people huddling, want to know, should we do that or not? Because some people like how sugar and grits. Then some people say you don't need sugar and grits. All you need in grits is butter. So it's like 50-50 on that decision. Do you put sugar in grits or not? That should be a poll question. Maybe we can
So
handle that.
also throw that up on the
Yeah.
poll this morning, J-Lo. With your grits, 2 options. Do you add butter or do you add sugar? See, this is all foreign to me. I have no idea, Suave. You're so passionate about this. I've got no clue what you're talking about right now.
That's
with
because
grits.
when it comes to grits, that's sacred. You can't. There's certain things when it comes to certain foods you cannot do. Just like if you eat noodles, people add hot sauce and vinegar. Some people just add vinegar in it. So some people just say just eat the hot noodles by itself. But if you want to really dice it up, make it really like on some Gordon Ramsay, hot sauce and some vinegar, some noodles. I mean, it's awesome.
I think you and I need to go out to dinner one time. I just think one time we'll go to shore break or somewhere, and we'll just order up a bunch of different stuff. And I want to see what you're adding to it because I'm not even a hot sauce guy.
Oh, hot sauce is
Once in a
incredible.
blue moon, I'll put a little bit of hot sauce on something. Outside of that, no.
You'll put hot sauce on your fish?
No.
No?
Hot sauce on
really?
your chicken?
No. No.
You ever put hot sauce with hash browns?
No.
Oh,
No.
Suave, you don't do that?
yes.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm looking at it like, what?
Hot sauce with hash browns?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Foreign to me.
Oh, man.
Absolutely foreign to me. So put it up on the poll
Suave,
this morning
what kind
there,
of hot
J-Lo.
sauce? What brand?
Oh, well, hold on. Now we're going down a rabbit hole. All right, we're not going to go down this
You
rabbit
started
hole.
it. You
Okay.
started it.
So we got a couple of questions. Put it up on the poll. The Pacer payroll poll question this morning on the X at Drive Johnny D. Also, J-Lo, if you don't mind, throw it up on our YouTube page at Cova Sports TV. All right, 6:30, one of the big stories coming out of yesterday with the coaching carousel. Obviously, the Chicago Bears are looking to hire a new head coach. And Pete Carroll's name has been mentioned, the former Seahawks coach, being a prime candidate for the position. The Bears have confirmed an interview with Carroll, signaling a possible strategic overhaul. On another front, though, the Bears requested to interview Dallas Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy, which we talked about yesterday. Well, apparently, Jerry Jones, and I still get conflicting reports here. One person is telling me, hey, the contract expires today for Mike McCarthy. Other reports are saying January 14th. Jerry Jones said thanks, but no thanks. Jerry Jones, although he has not issued a renewed contract to Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys have denied permission to the Chicago Bears to interview head coach Mike McCarthy. According to multiple sources on Monday, that the Bears had sought permission to speak with McCarthy regarding their head coaching vacancy. This according to Adam Schefter. We're looking for clear vision, a developmental mindset, really good game management, and obviously a plan to develop a quarterback is going to be a key part of that as well, according to who's that? The general manager, Ryan Poles of the Chicago Bears. But Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones continued to praise McCarthy even after Sunday's game against the Commanders, yet said, look, made the comment, we talked about it yesterday, about Ezekiel Elliott. Look, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. I'm fine with that. Go elsewhere. Mike McCarthy wanted to interview for the head coaching job of the Chicago Bears. Why would he not? He does not have a contract with the Dallas Cowboys as of next week. And Jerry Jones says, thanks, but no thanks. Quote, I have a lot invested here, and the Cowboys have a lot invested in me, McCarthy said. And then there's a personal side to all these decisions. They all point to the right direction. I think anytime you invest your time, energy, your belief, the connection you have, the relationships that are in place, the understanding of what the organization can do and is willing to do, those are all positive attributes that you take into account. But, absolutely, I'm a builder. I believe in building programs. I believe in developing young players. So at the end of the day, it's about winning, and you have those components in place to get this thing where it needs to be. I think we have a very good foundation here. He's talking about the Dallas Cowboys. But Jerry Jones not allowing Mike McCarthy to interview for an open position when he has an expiring contract coming up next week. Suave, your first thought.
Jerry Jones, he need help. I'm sorry. So you blocked him from interviewing for the Bears job, but you don't want to extend his contract. What do you want Mike McCarthy to do then? Do you want to keep him or not? Don't you have him in lingo right now? Limbo. What do you want him to do? Seriously, if you don't want to interview the job, to give him a renewed contract. Don't wait till next week. Just do it right now so he can get prepared for the next season. Other than that, let that man go and interview for another job then. Don't hold him. Don't hold his money because
Hold
how you
him
feel.
hostage.
Yes.
It doesn't surprise me at all with Jerry Jones. It really does not. This is what he continues to do with talking about contracts, right? He waits until the 11th hour. Now, look, unless they've got something worked behind the scenes that has not been revealed yet, I am surprised Mike McCarthy has not had a comment about this. But, look, is Mike McCarthy going to be the next head coach of the Chicago Bears? Probably not. Probably not. But, again, it begs the question we talked about this morning. Do you want a former older, proven head coach who's won a Super Bowl? Or do you want an unproven but hot commodity and a coordinator like a Ben Johnson? That becomes the question in the NFL. Mike McCarthy, people are kind of 50-50 on him. They think he's a pretty good head coach. Probably dealt a little bit of a raw deal down in Dallas.
Absolutely.
Redemption story, right? Got run out of Green Bay, did not have a job. Jerry Jones extended that olive branch, gave him an opportunity because of the resume. Did have some really good regular seasons with the Dallas Cowboys, but is yet to get over the hump in the postseason. So I asked that question there, Swab. What is a better opening? The Chicago Bears with a Caleb Williams, pretty good roster, nice salary cap situation. Ownership is a little wishy-wash. Or Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys.
Like I said yesterday, it's still the Chicago Bears. I mean, yeah, I know ownership may be a little fishy, but at least you can. I feel like they more have a changeable ownership as in their mindset rather than Jerry Jones. Like, if you're going to go to Dallas, you better know that, for one, it's going to America's team. Number two, you're going to deal with a whole lot of Jerry Jones. There's going to be a whole lot of coverage. So I say the Bears, you got Caleb Williams, you got all these people around him, them great offense and defense. I think it's Chicago Bears, hands down. No question about it.
No question about it. J-Lo, your thoughts. The Chicago Bears, Dallas Cowboys. What is a better coaching opening?
It's got to be the Bears, and it's not even close to me because, first of all, the quarterback situation. I'm sorry, but I'm still not on the Dak train. I'm right there with Hank. I don't think he's the guy, and you're paying him to be the best quarterback in the NFL, and he's not. And again, I don't want to deal with Jerry. If I'm a head coach in the NFL, Jerry's the last person I want to deal with. So I'd rather go to the Bears. And plus, like you said, the cap situation. And they have weapons around. People forget they had a good team this year. They started out the year very good until we kind of broke them. But I think they have good pieces. It's not a bad job to take. I would absolutely take the Bears instead.
All right. So, look, if you got a thought on it, hit us up via the Tell 'em Kellum Talk and text line. Better opening, Chicago Bears or the Dallas Cowboys, 757-497-1310. It is the Tell 'em Kellum Talk and text line this morning. Your Hump Day hot takes, 757-497-1310. The one thing that concerns me about the Chicago Bears, and I mentioned this yesterday, this is just another organization where ownership, I continue to scratch my head.
Yeah.
Right? And we mentioned that many people think the Bears are the Midwest version of the New York Jets. Right? They're the Midwest version of the New York Jets. A little bit dysfunctional. Really haven't done anything since, 85? Bears last won it at 85?
Oh, yeah.
Right? With old Jimmy McMahon over there and Refrigerator
Fred,
Perry and all those
Sweet.
good jobs.
Yeah.
Right? Walter Payton. Okay. George McCaskey, ownership with the Chicago Bears, on whether alignment between the general manager and head coach is important during the interview process. Before I give you this answer, I ask you this question, Swab. The GM and head coach is important during the interview process. The alignment between the GM and the head coach is important during the interview process. Your answer would be?
Yes.
Yes. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Got to be hand in hand.
Without question.
Got to be hand in hand. Got to be on the same page.
Got to be.
These guys pretty much talk to each other probably more than you talk to your spouse.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
During the season and the offseason.
Absolutely.
Okay. J-Lo, I ask you the same question. The alignment between the GM and the head coach is important during the interview process. Yes or no?
Extremely yes.
Extremely important. J-Lo took it another notch. Mm-hmm. Extremely important. You guys are making key decisions together about salary cap, about your roster, about your strategic alignment offensively and defensively, right?
Everything.
About the opponent, scouting, everything you do.
Yeah.
Everything you do. George McCaskey of the Chicago Bears says, quote, I don't believe that's a key factor. That is why, Bears fans, you're never going to be successful ever again. Ever again. That's going to be my hot take.
Until the team is sold.
Look, that's going to be my hot take right now. Another Hump Day hot take. I got my second one. My first one on the board, book it. John Gruden, return to greatness with the Raiders as the next head coach. My second hot take. The Chicago Bears will never, ever win a Super Bowl under current ownership. Period. That is a Hump Day hot take for you there, Suave. You can hit us up via the Tell 'em Kellum Talk and text line, 757-497-1310. Love to get your Hump Day hot takes on this Wednesday. We did have somebody chime in on YouTube this morning. Says butter and cheese.
See?
On grits.
See?
Cheese.
See? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is you in the South, man.
I'm going to write this down.
You in the South.
Write it down.
Come on.
So what I'm going to do for dinner tonight, I'm going to tell my wife.
Oh, man.
We're going to do grits, and we're going to do sweet tea. I'm writing it down. Sweet tea and grits. That's what's on the dinner menu tonight in the Johnny D household.
That's it.
That's all we're doing tonight.
How about some hot sauce?
No hot sauce tonight. Man. You got to take baby steps here, J-Lo. Baby steps. Tonight,
you gotta crawl before you walk.
The Johnny D household will be dining with some type of grits, cheese, butter, sugar, whatever it might be, and some sweet tea. Pick up a big old jug of sweet tea. Whatever the poll question results are, that's what I'm going to go with tonight. And then tomorrow on the radio program, I will give you the results, God willing, if I'm still here.
Mrs. John D, it's not our fault. He did it.
I did it.
Yeah, my hands are clean on this one. I'm not a part of this. He said he want to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, this segment of the Morning Drive is brought to you by the brand new Bagel Baker. The deli is now open. Loman's Plaza off Virginia Beach Boulevard. Just steps from Town Center. You could order it for pickup, delivery. Go online at thebagelbakerdeli.com. Oversized sandwiches, bagel sandwiches all day long. A taste of New York right here in the 757. Go to thebagelbakerdeli.com. That's thebagelbakerdeli.com. A taste of New York right here in the 757. The all-new Bagel Baker Deli. All right, coming up, we talked about one Jerry. There is another Jerry in the news. Suave's entertainment page. We open it up. It's the Morning Drive. Yours truly, Suave J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
Traffic is congested on Interstate 564 westbound this morning. Expect heavy delays between Terminal Boulevard and Bellinger Boulevard. And on Interstate 64 eastbound, there's stop-and-go traffic between Settlers Landing Road and the HRBT. Finally, a reminder that later this morning at 9 a.m., a lift for the Berkeley Bridge is scheduled. Otherwise, your morning commute is going smoothly. I'm Peter Cook of Fox Sports 1310.
Score deep discounts and deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's semi-annual sale and clearance. Get up to 60% off select mattresses and more. Plus, get a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases.
Power failures are preventable.
I'm Dr. Mark Cardelia, orthopedic surgeon and surgical director of the CHKD Sports Medicine Program. We see a lot of knee injuries in student athletes these days, and many of these are ACL tears. Parents often ask how to know when a knee injury may be serious. The most obvious symptom is severe pain or swelling in the knee joint. Your child may have heard a pop when the injury occurred. Look for signs they can't put weight on the knee around 48 hours after the injury, or if the knee feels unstable or wobbly. Those are all signs you should see a CHKD sports medicine specialist. Our sports medicine physicians, surgeons, athletic trainers, and physical therapists understand the needs of growing athletes and tailor treatment to fit each child's age and level of activity. Our goal is to accurately diagnose the problem in a timely fashion and provide the treatment that will ensure a safe return to activity. Kids want to play, and we want to help them get back in the game. To learn more, visit chkd.org. Sports medicine at CHKD. We're more than a hospital.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
Kova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit kovapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger, fries, drink, and a sundae. No time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good.
We act like this is the end of the Sam Darnold story. Now, it takes 2 wins to get back to playing the Lions in Detroit, but wouldn't you rather play poorly on the first try than on the second try? I am not bailing on Sam Darnold.
The Doug Gottlieb Show. Weekday afternoons 3 to 5 on Fox Sports 1310. This is the Morning Drive with Johnny D on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM.
Hey, great to be with you. 6:45 at Hampton Roads. Johnny D, Suave J-Lo, the Morning Drive. Hump Day Hot Takes. The Tell Kellum Talking text line is open, 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. Got a couple of poll questions up and rolling on the Pacer payroll poll this morning. Hit us up on the X at Drive Johnny D. Also on YouTube this morning at Cova Sports TV. Greatly appreciate everybody dialing it up this morning. YouTube is up and rolling. A reminder, coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, around 7:05, class is back in session. The sports professors are back. They'll get us ready for the college football playoffs coming up on Thursday and Friday. Also, the wild card round begins Saturday in the NFL. Who's on upset alert this weekend? It may not be the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Baltimore Ravens. That line's sitting at about 10.5 right now. So
that's unbelievable.
It is unreal.
Man.
Unreal.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little Lamar tomorrow on the program. I'm interested. Here's a guy who's, 2-4 in his career in the postseason. How much pressure do you think is on Lamar Jackson?
A lot.
This postseason.
Because it's always Lamar didn't have no help. Lamar has no help.
right.
Lamar was hurt.
Lamar was hurt. But now you have your tight end healthy. Zay Flowers, I don't think he might be playing, but they still got little other receiver out there. But number one, King Derrick Henry will be there. So this would be a direct line to a game against either the Bills or the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl. If you lose, man, I feel sorry for Lamar Jackson.
You're very passionate about Lamar this morning.
Because, this is the issue with a lot of times with the NFL. The number one stigma about Lamar Jackson, basically, is this type of quarterback. You can't win a Super Bowl with a mobile quarterback. You cannot win one. So Lamar Jackson, to me, is like the second coming of a Michael Vick. So the Cam Newton didn't win a Super Bowl. Vick didn't win a Super Bowl. Randall Cunningham didn't win a Super Bowl. So the notion is mobile quarterbacks can't win a Super Bowl. So Lamar Jackson has the tools to possibly get to a Super Bowl, because now you got a beast of a running back and decent weapons, and now your defense needs to step up. This is the year right here. After this, if you don't make it, you one and done, it's over.
Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit more Lamar, Pittsburgh, Baltimore coming up tomorrow, the MVP. That is an interesting debate right now. We'll get into that, but the sports professors will talk a little college football. NFL wildcard coming up at 7:05, 7:30, friend of the program.
Larry
Rabama will stop by. We'll talk Gerard Mayo. We'll talk a little Mike Tomlin. We'll get into a little Justin Verlander. He was at Lansdowne Green Run last night. Pretty good basketball game. So we'll get his thoughts on that. 7:45 this morning, What's Trending with Suave. 8 o'clock hour, the one and only Scroll of Hank. Our Cowboy resident fan, Hank, will join us. We'll get his thoughts on Jerry Jones denying Mike McCarthy the opportunity to interview anywhere else, yet does not have a contract with the Dallas Cowboys. That's interesting. And then 8:30 this morning, Ira Kaufman will stop by. He's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic fellow Northerner down in Tampa right now, covering all things Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we'll start to preview the Bucks and Commanders coming up this weekend. Also, programming note, I'm very excited about tomorrow. Hopefully it does not fall through, but tentatively scheduled right now. One of the all-time greats. We'll talk a little Notre Dame. We'll talk a little Commanders football. The one and only Joe Theismann.
Yes, sir.
Will be on the program tomorrow at 8:25. All right. So 6:49. My tea is fantastic this morning.
Nice.
I've added a little bit more of the liquid sugar, which can't be good for you.
Oh, it's awful for you.
It's got to be awful.
It's terrible.
Okay.
Well, it's terrible for you.
We've
gone past that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm well past that. Definitely need to get to the gym today. Did not go yesterday. A little bit tired, but got to go today. Got to go today. Man, it's good though. I mean, it's great. Gotta love this sugar. I'm excited about my dinner tonight. Butter, cheese grits.
Oh man,
and sweet tea.
I mean,
my heart's going to explode tonight.
Your arteries just slowly closing.
They're going to explode. All right, 6:49. It's time. Let's crack it open for the Suave Entertainment page.
Yes, sir. Let's crack it over right about now.
Want to know what's happening outside of sports? Here's what's trending in entertainment with Suave.
Yes, baby. Yes, baby. What's going on, everyone? It is the entertainment page with your boy, Suave. And look, here's the thing about it. John D talked about earlier. Jerry. We're not talking about Jerry Jones. No, we're going to talk about him later on. We're talking about Mr. Jerry Springer. Let me tell y'all something. See, I don't know, J-Lo, this probably was past your time. I grew up looking at the Jerry Springer show. This is around the time with Jerry Springer. I don't know if you know this name, Johnny D, Howard Stern.
Yes.
Yeah, so around this time, I mean, he had a documentary that came out yesterday, and I got a chance to look at it, and my word, I forgot how much chaos was on the Jerry Springer show. And, I mean, Johnny D, you know, we got a trailer. You want to look at it? Let's look at this trailer, y'all. This is, I mean, wow. This is the trailer right now. We came to the Jerry Springer show, the documentary, which happened on Netflix yesterday. Let's take a look at this right here and listen to it too.
Jerry Springer! I don't think anybody knew how crazy this show was going to be.
I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize for everything I've ever done. I have ruined the culture.
At the beginning of 1992, Jerry Springer was coming to Chicago to launch a talk show.
We were this little band of crazy people just trying to survive the week.
All I had to do was convince him, let's make it wild.
A variety show and a weekly magazine compare the fights to pro wrestling.
Teeth were knocked out.
It really was the modern version of the Roman Coliseum.
Springer is the first talk show host ever to knock Oprah Winfrey off her throne as the queen of daytime talk.
He became a...
That's a cheese right there. And ladies and gentlemen.
I'm all in. I'm all in. Look, I mean, Jerry Springer, people do not realize this. I believe, was he not the mayor in Cincinnati?
Yes, he was.
That's amazing to me. I would put it up on the poll this morning, but we got a lot going on, but why not? We'll throw it up there.
Not?
Is he the greatest talk show host of all time? If you had to do a poll, ready to do Arsenio Hall,
absolutely,
Oprah Winfrey,
yes,
or Jerry Springer, who would be the greatest talk show host of all time?
That's hard.
Arsenio was great.
Yes, he was.
During his, it's not Jason Kelsey.
No, we already know that's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was. I mean, just think about it. In the '90s, they had a lot. You had Sally. Was it Sally? Jesse Raphael, I think it was.
Yes.
You had Ricky Lake.
Oh,
you
wow.
had Montel.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Those were the times to be alive.
Yeah.
Man.
Now we've got Kelly Clarkson. Who was the one who just got bumped? Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres, yeah.
She just got bumped. I saw Drew Barrymore, I think.
Yes, she's up
does
there.
a talk show. I don't watch it, though.
Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson does one?
Yes, she does.
Unbelievable stuff.
So, yeah, because, I mean, Geraldo Rivera, remember him?
Geraldo. Put Geraldo up there as well. So those are your four options there, J-Lo. Oprah, Springer, Arsenio, or Geraldo. So go to the Pacer payroll poll question this morning. We want to get your thoughts on that. Just kind of throw it up there. I'm just curious.
We was built different. I know, because if anybody listening, if you go look at the Jerry Springer documentary, I know you're going to think, how in the world was this allowed? But it was the 90s. Everything was wide open. So you're going to see and hear a lot of stuff. I mean, they talked about one episode where this three guests got up there, and after that, it was a murder case because one of the guys murdered his ex-wife. They're going to talk about that. They're going to talk about the stuff they used to do, how to hype people up. The one biggest episode about this guy who left his wife and kids and married a horse. I'm not kidding when I say that. He literally left his wife and two daughters.
Was it a good-looking horse?
Stop it. I don't care.
I'm asking the question.
It was a pony, and I'm not even going to.
Yeah, we had somebody, by the way, chime in on YouTube this morning. Donahue was another all-time great.
Absolutely.
Right? So put it up on the poll, and if you got to put it other category on there. There's been a lot of really good ones. There's been some bad ones. The one thing I remember about Geraldo very quickly, because I know you got others to get to here. Was it the Al Capone
Yes, yeah, and they made a big spectacle about
Yes,
it.
they made a huge deal. And I remember being locked in for an hour of them going through the tunnels and the hallways, and they crack open this vault, and there's nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
They thought they were going to see bodies, money,
Nothing.
everything. It was literally
Nothing. Yeah.
And he never recovered from that neither.
Yeah, Phil Donahue is a good one, though. So put it up on the poll this morning. Put another. You got Maury Povich is another one.
Oh, yes.
That was fantastic, right? That's Hank chiming in this morning. So
Yeah.
what else you got?
Oh, man. So we can go about this all day, but
I know.
Another thing we want to talk about, we always talk about entertainment and the music. Good charity. So there's a guy I know, some of y'all may not know who he is, some of y'all do. His name is Post Malone. He's I think he's a country singer now. He began as a rapper. So what he did was there was a single mom, and he gifted her $20,000, and she said that it changed her life. So we want to say Post Malone, once again, like yesterday, it's all about just from the heart.
You should have put that on your shout out this morning.
Post Malone is not from the 757.
No, but it doesn't matter. It's still it's a good gesture.
Yeah, it's a very good gesture.
I mean, look, there's one or two ways to look at this. Number one, good work out of him.
Yes.
Number two, that's happy hour for him.
Of course.
Right.
That's cool. Of course. Hey,
It is amazing when these people think about it. 20 grand to this person meant the world. Means the world to a lot of people.
It mean the world to me too.
It's happy hour for Post Malone.
Exactly.
Just saying.
No, but it's the truth. I mean, that's they say it changed their life. 20,000, you can do a lot. I mean, it could do a lot for you. And like you said, for Post Malone, he'll use it as a tax write-off or something. But lastly, in the movie side, so 2024 is over. So they did the top 10 grossing movies in 2024, and the number one movie was Inside Out 2, which is an animated movie about a girl and her feelings. Number one. It made 1.7 billion.
That's crazy, man.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I will be honest. That might have been the only new movie that I saw this year.
Really?
Not in theaters, but I saw it streaming, yes.
So you didn't go to the theater, you saw it streaming.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you see the first one? Do you need to see the first one to know the second one?
Not really, no.
That's what I have a problem with some of these movies, man. If you can't watch the sequel without watching the first one. And I'm too lazy to watch the first one.
I mean, if you were a little kid, you probably would need to. But as an adult, it's easy to just pick up, so this happened. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
it's not very complex.
It really not, but I can understand because depending on how the story is, you do got to see part one. But round out number 2 was Deadpool and Wolverine at 1.3 billion.
I did see that.
And,
I did.
You did?
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Suave's excited about that.
I saw it with my son.
Marvel movies.
No, I saw it with my son. I didn't go by myself.
Did
Trust
you
me.
actually look at the movie?
No, I watched it.
Oh, okay.
I was dialed in. I annoyed the hell out of him by asking a lot of questions.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy.
He's that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy. Absolutely.
It's too much to keep up with. They've got so many movies.
It is.
Yes. And lastly, at number 3 with Despicable Me at $970 million.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So those were your entertainment. Hey, movies made money last year.
Movies make money, baby. That's what it's all about. Appreciate it, Suave. Thank you very much. 6:58. That's going to close up shop. Hour number 1 in the books. Coming up at hour number 2 straight ahead. Who is on upset alert this weekend in the college football playoffs? The sports professors. Class is back in session. Winter break is over, J-Lo. Time to show up. That's coming up next. It's the Morning Drive. Yours truly, Suave J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app.
Here's a quick weather update from the News 3 First Warning Storm Team.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. Sunny skies today, but still chilly. Highs only in the upper 30s. Not quite as windy as yesterday, but still a northwest breeze at around 10 to 15. Partly cloudy tonight with lows in the 20s. For Thursday, back to sunshine, but highs only in the mid-30s and windy again. Northwest winds at 10 to 20 with gusts to 30. For News 3, I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. Have a great day.
It's time for a Fox.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us, and the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
Cova Painting.
We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
Pain and Gain, your one-stop shop for all things field hockey. Located in Princess One Shopping Center, Virginia Beach, we carry everything you need on the turf, from black sticks, turf shoes, mouth guards, and much more. Try out your stick before you buy in our synthetic turf area. Pain and Gain. Embrace the pain, enjoy the game.
At CHKD, sports medicine is more than just treating injuries. It's a whole team approach to caring for young athletes. With experienced physicians, surgeons, trainers, and rehab specialists here when kids and teens need them most. Our experts help young athletes prevent injuries too, with advanced training and conditioning programs that keep them in the game safely. CHKD Sports Medicine, where kids are more than patients and we're more than a hospital.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
My cough.
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
You're listening to Fox Sports 1310, WGHAM, W265EF Newport News, and WVSP-FM HD2 Yorktown. This is Fox Sports 1310. Buckle up. It's time for your morning drive time headlines with Suave on Fox Sports 1310.
Good morning. It is 7:01 and this is your Fox Sports Update. In baseball, Justin Verlander, the Virginia native who played college baseball at Old Dominion, has again another home with the San Francisco Giants when he agreed to a $15 million one-year contract. This will be his 20th major league season for him and turns 42 next month. But he is a three-time AL Cy Young Award winner as well. And in college basketball, Tennessee is not number one no more as they lost their first game to number 8 Florida. And in that game, Alex Condon chipped in 12 points, 12 rebounds for his second double-double this season as the Gators beat a number one team for the third time in school history. Also, in college football, the second Heisman comer-up, which was Ashton Gentry, says, I'm going to the NFL. And he was quoted in his Instagram saying, the opportunity to play in the NFL is a dream of mine. I'm proud to represent Boise State and all of those who have helped me along the way at the next level. And lastly, Antonio Pierce is not a head coach anymore as the Raiders fired him and showed him the door. And he was hired last season as the team's coach after he was an intern coach in 2023, but he led the Raiders to a 4-13 record this season. So, what's next for Antonio Pierce? We'll discuss that. But coming up next, get your pencil, get your paper ready, get your glasses if you need to see. It's the Sports Professors on the Morning Drive with Johnny D, powered by Cobra Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310. 100.9 FM, and streaming live on YouTube at Cobra Sports TV. Let's get to it.
Broadcasting live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D. Powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310.
Yep, we are back. Yep. Hour number 2 on a Wednesday. It's a hump day.
Hump day.
We'll get to some of your hump day hot takes coming up here in a little bit. You can hit us up 757-497-1310. But right now, class is back in session. Nice little bit of a winter break. Talk a little college football playoffs. Wild card round is here. The one and only sports professors, Doug Tuttle, Aaron Moore, have returned. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Good. How are you guys?
Not bad at all. Hey, Aaron, what is the temperature up in the Northeast this morning?
Cold and colder. It is about 18 degrees.
Yes.
that I've already gone outside, started my truck, have it run. It is cold. The ice is everywhere. Welcome to the Northeast.
Welcome to the Northeast. Welcome to Wild Card Football. Welcome to the College Football Playoff. Right, January is here. Before I dive in, just very quick for those, because we got a little bit of cold weather this morning. It's about 30. Wind chill sitting at about the low 20s.
That's cold for us, Aaron.
Yeah, the low 20s. So the question is, Aaron, how long do you let the car warm up before you let it roll?
That's a good question. 20 minutes. That
20
is
minutes, yeah.
absolutely my baseline. I better get in there, and I have the seat warmer, so my butt better hit the seat. I better feel warm. I just want to be comfortable when I drive around. So it's going to get in it's going to stay in the teens. And it is interesting. If you look at what happens football-wise, what's going to happen in Baltimore and what will happen in Buffalo. The weather is now a big factor in football and sports right now.
So that's a great segue. I do want to ask this question. I'll ask Doug. I'll ask you, I'll get your opinion on this. When you're talking about inclement weather in the NFL, who does it favor the most, right? Does it favor a team that doesn't have spectacular quarterback play? Does a quarterback, are they able to still handle it? Like, let's take Josh Allen, for instance, when you got a Bo Nix coming to town from Denver, where he deals with a little bit of weather issues in Denver, obviously, but Josh Allen is familiar with it in Buffalo. But that type of weather, does it favor a Buffalo Bills type of team who's a heavy favorite, or does it favor to the underdog who may want to go to the running game?
I guess it's just really going to depend. I mean, Josh Allen's got a cannon on him. So, I mean, are we talking wind? Because then it's going to come down to arm strength, right? And then it's if it's wind, it's got to go to the ground then, right? You're probably not passing the ball a ton. So what's your running game like? What's the run defense look like? I mean, there's a lot of variables in there, but I'd say it definitely favors Josh Allen in this instance because the dude is – I mean, he played ball at what, Wyoming? Guy's been baptized in the snow. He's liable to go out there and ball out during a snowstorm.
Look, Bo Nix should be used to it. He's 35 years old, so he's been around for a long time. And
guy played like 18 years of college.
played 18 years of college. They played at Oregon. They had a little bit of weather issues there, but he's been doing a good job in Denver. All right, let's start with a little college football playoff. I want to get into that first, and I'll start with you, Aaron. We got the Final Four is set. Any surprises in your mind leading into the Final Four?
You know, I'm going to take it a little different route here, Johnny. The surprise is, what did we do the last 5 or 6 months when we talked about college football? We complained about conference realignment. We complained about the transfer portal. Oh my gosh, this isn't the college football I grew up with. So all we did was complain. And now that here we are in January, all we are doing is watching games, loving games, not complaining about mega conferences. So the surprise is we complain, but then as the season progresses, here we are in what I would say is the best season ever in college football. The playoffs gave us everything we wanted: intrigue, games, debate, content, so many different betting opportunities. And here we are with a Final Four, similar to what we think about in college basketball, and everybody's happy. So the surprise is we went from annoyed, angered, to happy and content.
So who do you like coming up starting on Thursday night?
Well, I think following this trend, I like the favorites, which is a terrible thing to say from a betting perspective. We usually want points, but the playoffs have really showed us that the favorites are certainly in a good situation. And the favorites are the teams that didn't even win their conference, which is surprising. So I'm going to do this a little bit different with these two games coming up this week. One of the cardinal rules of betting is do not tease college football. The reason being, there's so much variance between these teams. Some teams want to run scores up for style points. So in the past, we said, don't tease college football. Well, I've changed that during this playoff, and I am teasing college football. The reason being, it's professional football. It's just professional Saturday football. So I'm using a 6-point teaser because I like the favorites. Now, Ohio State, 6.5, 6, 5.5. That number is floating around. It's pretty much staying at 6. So what am I going to do? I'm going to use a 6-point teaser, and I'm going to make Ohio State a pick'em. For me to win, I just need Ohio State to win the game. I think they do that. Now, the other game is where you have a little bit more of a handicap. And one of the issues that I have that I really can't get past handicapping this game is Notre Dame has 2 less days of preparation, just getting their body back to normal to play Penn State. I do like Notre Dame in this game. So what am I going to do? Notre Dame is a 1.5-point favorite. I'm going to tease them with 6 points. Now I'm getting Notre Dame plus 4.5. So Notre Dame can win the game at whatever score. I'm happy. Penn State could win the score by 3 points, and I still win. That teaser gives me a minus 120. So I like the favorites. I'm using the teaser in this situation. Now, a money line parlay on these two teams, that would pay more if you did it that way. Johnny, I do not have confidence Notre Dame can win. They're the better team. They have a fantastic defense. Just those 2 days based off of what happened in their previous game, I think that's a big issue. You have to look at handicapping this.
Do we know the status on Notre Dame's running back? I know he was banged up in their last game. What is the status? Because I think he's a major part of what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Love is a big part of what they do, and they have a number of running backs, and I think that's a key. So even if he isn't 100%, the running game of Notre Dame is really led by Riley Leonard. He had 90 yards last game as well, the quarterback. So not worry too much about that, because if it becomes defensive, I think Notre Dame really looks good in this situation.
All right, so there you go. By the way, Notre Dame has won its last 13 games against the spread versus power conference opponents. They are on a 14-2-1 against the spread surge versus AP top 25 foes. Just a little bit of nugget there this morning, Aaron. Just want to let you know that I have also done a little bit of research. I tend to get lazy knowing that you're going to be coming on the radio program, and I do absolutely no prep work whatsoever because I have you do all the work for me. That's why I'm very smart, right? I surround myself with smart individuals who know more than me, so I appreciate that. But a little nugget for you there. Aaron Moore, Doug Tuttle joining us this morning. They are the sports professors as we talk a little college football playoff. Let's transition now to big boy football, that being the NFL, the wild card round. And Doug, we talked a lot about Baltimore this morning. Surprised at the number 10.5 this morning against a division foe in the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Very. I mean, listen, there's not a lot to be excited about right now in Pittsburgh, but they are coming through a gauntlet of games. They played 3 games in 11 days. They're beat up. They're banged up. Football is a violent sport. This could potentially be a buy low situation for the Steelers, playing a division rival. They're familiar with each other. I think Baltimore's by far got the better roster, but this could be a little closer than people think. I don't know that 10 points. I don't know that I want to surrender 10 points to a division rival.
So let's go to some of your picks coming up this weekend. Who do we like? Let's start Chargers.
Like the under in the game. LA's got the number 1 scoring defense, only surrendering 17.7 points a game. Both teams are top 5 against the pass. They're top 5 in red zone defense and top 5 in third down conversions. There's not a lot to be excited about on that Houston roster with the exception of Mixon and Nico Collins. I mean, they're kind of banged up and injured. Not really a lot to be excited in that Chargers offense. I think this is going to be a low scoring game.
So we're looking at the under 42.5, 43 in some places. And then you got a little teaser action going on. Boys, pay attention. We're going to start talking about the Commanders. So you pay attention, okay? Here you go. Write it down. You got your pen and paper ready. Okay, they got their pen and paper ready. Go ahead, Doug.
All right, so I do like Washington in this spot getting the points. You've got 2 top 5 scoring offenses. You've got 2 top 5 red zone touchdown conversion rates. I think where Washington has the edge here is on defense. Really, they've got the better defense. What Tampa Bay likes to do is pass the ball, and coincidentally, Washington's defense is top 5 against the pass, surrendering less than 200 a game. I don't really see that big of a dip from Baker to Jaden Daniels. I think taking the points here is very, very valuable. And coincidentally, I found another bet that I'd like everybody to take a look at. Zacchaeus, okay? This guy has seen an uptick in the past 3 weeks of 76%. Well, so he was averaged on the year about 44% of the snap counts. The past 2 weeks, he's been north of 70%, going 5 for 70 and 2 touchdowns, 8 for 85 and a touchdown, and 5 for 50 the last 3 weeks of the year, 0 touchdowns. Now, his anytime touchdown is at plus 285, but I think the real value here is in the ladder on the receiving yards. 40 plus is minus 115, 50 plus is plus 150, 60 plus 230, 70 plus 350, and 80 plus 500. Now, I don't know that I'll ladder it all the way up to 80 because he's only done that twice this year, but still a lot of value in that 60, 70 range that pays pretty hefty. So anyhow, there's that. And 2 touchdowns, coincidentally, is 28-1. Now, I don't know that I'm going to sprinkle on that because he's only done that once this year, I believe.
Yeah.
But I really do like teasing this up to 9. If you already like the spot at +3, you like it even more at +9. I think this is going to be a closer game. It has the makings of what could potentially be a shootout. I mean, you've got 2 of the top scoring offenses averaging almost 30 points a game. I think Washington's a little better than what people give them credit for. And I think they hang in there, if not win this game outright. So there's a couple different angles you can attack here. You can catch them and I did not shop this line around. You might be able to catch better than +145. I'm going to take the points because DK has it at -105 right now. And then tease that with Buffalo, going back to our original conversation of Allen probably has the advantage in a weather game here. It's a tall order for a rookie quarterback to go into Buffalo and win a playoff game. Don't really like the 8.5 number because it is still an NFL team. And quite honestly, points matter. But under 3, there's some value in that. And I think Washington can hold on, cover the 3 and cover the 9.
Also, and Denver has not been bad on the road. I think outside of maybe the Baltimore game, if I remember correctly, they have won some road games where they had no business winning. So Sean Payton does do a good job. He is a playoff type of coach. He knows what he's doing. So, boys, write it down. Okay, he's got a Washington plus the 9 and Buffalo minus the 2.5 of the teaser. You got that?
Yes. Got it right here.
Got the under the Chargers, 42.5, 43. Washington plus 3, Washington plus 9, and Buffalo minus the 2.5. You see what I'm dealing with here, boys? I mean, look at these guys. They're like fanboys over here. They're writing it down. They're going to be the first ones that complain on a Monday when it doesn't cash, Doug. I'm just kind of giving you a heads up on that, all right? They're going to be the first ones to complain.
Take a peek at that Zacchaeus ladder. I think there's some good value in that.
I think there's some great value there. So there you go. The sports professors, they join us each and every Wednesday at this time. If you want to see their picks, we'll put them up on the X at Drive Johnny D. We'll also put it up on the YouTube page a little bit later on this afternoon at Cova Sports TV. And, of course, this segment of the Morning Drive is brought to you by the fine folks of
MillersHomeComfort.com.
Locally owned since 1978, 40 years of serving the comfort needs of Hampton Roads. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical. One place to go is
MillersHomeComfort.com.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Aaron, start up that car. You got about 20 minutes before you got to roll out to class. All right? Oh, we lost him right there.
He muted his mic.
He muted his mic. Don't mute your mic there, Aaron.
Oh, jeez. Vroom, vroom. The engine is running.
The engine is running. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, good stuff right there, man. Looking forward to it.
Yes.
I mean, how is the bank account, Suave? How's the bank account looking
Do
these
we want to
days?
know?
I would love to know. No. I don't want to know what's fine.
I came out one game ahead, and like I said, I forgot what game it was. I have to go back to it.
Oh, man. You didn't tell us about this.
Yeah, that one game that I won. I sent you a message, remember? I sent y'all 2 messages.
Not a good look when you're talking about that one game that I won.
No. I had that one game put me over. I think I won like I think it was like $200, something like that. It was a game that I sent y'all a text message on. This was a while ago, and that's the last one I ever.
It must have been during the
Syracuse?
break. I can't remember.
I think it was Syracuse.
You have not bet a game since the Syracuse bowl game?
Why? Why should I?
Oh, the football game.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the basketball.
Oh, no.
I don't know what he's got going on.
No, I not ever basketball ever. No.
Why not?
Why not? College basketball.
Well,
Come on.
maybe, but NBA, I actually got to look at it.
Oh, the NBA. Well, not only that, the NBA is just rigged.
Exactly. it's horrible.
Wow. Suave, man. We got to dive in.
No,
we got to dive in. Both feet.
Can I message you
College
right now?
fund right now.
Can I message you right now?
You can message me anytime you want.
Here you go. Wouldn't it be something, J-Lo, if at the end of the season, just think about it, just the Super Bowl, Buffalo Bills versus the Washington Commanders.
No, will you stop? What are you doing here? Why are you doing that to yourself?
I'm not going to encourage him this time. I'm not going to clap.
I know, but I just thought about it. I was like, wouldn't that be the greatest?
I will give the both of you a warning right now. If for some reason the Buffalo Bills get past Denver, get past Baltimore.
Listen, everybody, listen.
Get past Kansas City and make it to the Super Bowl, I will not be in communication with either one of you. Not going to happen.
So for 2 weeks, you're not going to talk to
No.
us?
For 2 weeks, I will, unless it's on this radio program, once the microphone is off, forget about it. I'm not going to have a conversation with either one of you. And God help us if they do play the Washington Commanders.
Man.
All right? If they play the Washington Commanders, we will send J-Lo to the Super Bowl.
Whoa,
Now,
hold on now.
You want to clap now? You want to clap now? Don't you? Yeah. You want to clap now?
Look at that. You can take Larry Rubama's credential. You will have Larry Rubama's credential to the Super Bowl. All right. Hey, a reminder, the NFL playoffs are here. The college football playoffs are here. Your one-stop shop for it all. Short Break. Pizza and Tap House, right? Voted the best wings, voted the best pizza, voted the best burger, voted the best place to watch the game. Check them out. 2 locations in Virginia Beach, the OG on Shore Drive, and, of course, the brand new location in Sandbridge, Pungo. ShorebreakVB.com is the website, or download the app today. Book your next event at Shore Break Pizza and Tap House. It is Wednesday. You know what that means there, Jay?
99-cent wings.
99-cent wings. That is correct. So Shore Break Pizza and Tap House. Check them out online at ShorebreakVB.com. All right, straight ahead, friend of the program. We'll talk a little Mike Tomlin, maybe on the hot seat if he's one and done. The latest on Gerard Mayo, Justin Verlander still employed in Major League Baseball, and a little high school hoops. Our buddy Larry Rubama stops by. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
Traffic is congested on Interstate 564 westbound this morning between Terminal Boulevard and Bellinger Boulevard. And there's stop-and-go traffic along Interstate 64 eastbound from County Street to the HRBT. Finally, a reminder that soon at 9 a.m., a lift is scheduled for the Berkeley Bridge. Otherwise, so far, today's morning commute is going smoothly. I'm Peter Cook on Fox Sports 1310.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both, of course. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at Progressive.com.
Power failures I'm Dr. Mark Cardelia, orthopedic surgeon and surgical director of the CHKD Sports Medicine Program. We see a lot of knee injuries in student athletes these days, and many of these are ACL tears. Parents often ask how to know when a knee injury may be serious. The most obvious symptom is severe pain or swelling in the knee joint. Your child may have heard a pop when the injury occurred. Look for signs they can't put weight on the knee around 48 hours after the injury, or if the knee feels unstable or wobbly. Those are all signs you should see a CHKD sports medicine specialist. Our sports medicine physicians, surgeons, athletic trainers, and physical therapists understand the needs of growing athletes and tailor treatment to fit each child's age and level of activity. Our goal is to accurately diagnose the problem in a timely fashion and provide the treatment that will ensure a safe return to activity. Kids want to play, and we want to help them get back in the game. To learn more, visit chkd.org. Sports medicine at CHKD. We're more than a hospital.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger, fries, drink, and a sundae. No time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
Live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios, it's the Morning Drive with Johnny D on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM.
Yeah, good stuff. 7:23 on a Wednesday. Still taking your Hump Day hot takes. We'll get to your texts, your tweets coming up here in a little bit. You can hit us up via the Tell 'em Kill 'em talk and text line at 757-497-1310. Your Hump Day hot takes. We'll get to those coming up here in a little bit. 8 o'clock hour. Ira Kaufman will join us. We'll talk Tampa Bay and Commanders. That's coming up at 8:25 this morning. Also, the Scroll of Hank at 8:05 this morning. So we'll get your Cowboy fix in this morning for you Commander fans out there. If you missed the sports professors this morning, don't worry. Check it out on our YouTube page at Cova Sports TV. All right, joining us right now, talk all things local from the 757 and beyond. You, of course, follow his work on the X at LH Rubama, the award-winning columnist for the Virginia Pilot and the Daily Press. Friend of the program, Larry Rubama. He is back. Good morning, Larry. How are you, my friend?
Happy New Year, guys. How's everybody doing today?
Now, look, I don't want to be critical, Larry.
Yes,
he does. Yes, he does.
But you are not allowed to say Happy New Year past, I think, January 4th. I think that's a law now.
All right, my bad.
I think it's a new law that was put in after the first of the year. People are weird about this. Like I said it to somebody yesterday, and they're like, "Hey, bud, it's January 7th." I'm like, I get it, but I haven't seen you in 3 weeks.
Exactly.
I don't know. These are the things I think about, Larry. It's very disturbing on a lot of levels. Very disturbing. I want to talk a little bit about Gerard Mayo. Want to get your thoughts on him, the ousting. I want to talk a little bit about Mike Tomlin, too. There's a lot of people who think he might be on the hot seat if they don't get a little bit of traction this postseason. I do want to dive in just very quickly. High school hoops last night. I know on the X, I was following you last night on the X at LH Rubama, where you took it a good one at Lansdowne and Green Run. It was packed.
Yeah, it was
last
nice.
night.
Yeah, J-Lo was
Yeah.
I got to see him doing his thing.
What does he do during a game, by the way, Larry? Just
he was
be
busy,
honest.
man. He was doing videos, doing everything. Then he came after the game. There was at least probably be 15 other people that were media people, as Jayla will say, and only 3 came back there to interview the coach. I'm not sure what those other guys do on the sideline, but Jayla was in the house ready to interview the coach and the top players after the game.
Was J-Lo the only media member of the 15 without facial hair?
Probably. No. There was 3 females. There were 3 females.
Okay.
Okay.
See, good work, J-Lo.
There was a couple.
Good work, J-Lo.
No comment.
No comment. But a good one last night,
Yeah,
right?
Good one last night. Really good last night.
Yeah, Green Run a winner last night, 59-57. So very quickly, high school hoops is up and rolling, right? High school football is over. Your initial thoughts as we go into the to the new year? Who you impressed with? Who are you not impressed with?
I was real impressed with Green Run and the fact that they've now last week they beat Hampton, who was number 3 at the time. Then they came from behind to beat number 2 Lansdowne last night. And Cass Jackson, as Jayla will tell you, man, he was phenomenal. He was unstoppable. Scored a game high 25 points. The Stallions struggled miserably early. I mean, they only made 2 of their first 13 shots. And but he kept them in the game, kept scoring. Then finally they kind of caught on in the second half and then was able to pull away. But I'm sure Jayla will be able to tell you too, Lansdowne freshman, they call him D. Damian Robinson, he's the son of Eagles coach Dwight Robinson, scored 18 of his 23 points in the second half, had 4 3-pointers. Even the Green Run coach, Kenny Harrison, said, man, this kid is going to be special. We should be so surprised, though, because he's been under his father for all these years, of course. But his older brother is also Donald Hand Jr., who leads Boston College in scoring this season. So the kid, he's been ready for this moment. I remember seeing him, he was like 8 or 9. I was like, man, this kid's gonna be good if especially if he grows. And sure enough, he's growing and he's got that he's got his father's intensity and desire to win. You can see it. I mean, he's only a freshman and you wouldn't know it. He still makes freshman mistakes, but he's a freshman. But you could tell this kid's going to be special. He's going to be really special.
Well, the half-court shot, too.
Right at the end of the game. Yeah, the half-court shot at the end of the game. Yep.
Yeah, these freshmen, though, they're really not freshmen because they're playing the AAU circuits with the Team Loadeds, the Boo Williams, where you're playing some of the top talent every summer. Almost when you get to high school, some areas, not necessarily this area, high school's a little bit slower. Than what you see on the AAU circuit. So so Green Run does a very nice job year in and year out of slowly getting better as the season goes on. That's one thing that really impresses me about that coach. They're not peaking in December. Right. It's they understand the long game. Get to the end of January, early February, they're starting to play their best basketball, and that's why they've been traditionally pretty good. Right.
And the other good thing on top of that, too, that he's really trying to do this year is try to put his team against some really good competition. So they played Hampton, who was ranked. They played Lansdowne, who was ranked. They also got games coming up against Woodside. So they're going to be, as he said, they're going to definitely be battle tested. And that's what you need when you get to the playoffs. Last year, they lost to Woodside, the eventual champion in the state semifinal game. So I think that's going to be good for them as they continue to roll this season.
Yeah.
Also, can't go without not talking about Woodside as well. They're incredible. They're having a great season again this year, and they're led by they're led by the VCU signee Silas Barksdale, but they also have a guard, Caleb Morris, who's played really, really well to start the season off for them. So definitely shout out to Woodside as well.
Yeah, good stuff. Larry Rubama joining us here on the program, 7:30 on a Wednesday here in Hampton Roads. All right, I want to talk a little bit about Coach Mayo. One and done in New England. A lot of people split. You know, a lot of people thought he lost the locker room down the stretch, made some comments. That game against the Chargers really did not help his cause, although New England found a quarterback, which was that silver lining. But it's almost like New England was not ready to make a move until they knew Mike Vrabel might be under wraps with them. Your thoughts, initial thoughts, when you saw Mayo one and done in New England?
I was kind of upset though. I mean, here's a guy who they kept talking about. They were waiting to keep in the wings to be able to take him for Belichick, and then one season he's done. But as you said as well, when they see other names pop up, people who've been around football, who know football, who've been successful in football, and you got a guy who's first year head coach. Hey, the fans start to chirp a little bit. You got to make a move, but I was upset about it because he only got one season. I mean, how you supposed to do in one season? You're supposed to make mistakes in that first season, and he didn't get a chance to do that. I really want to know what happened like the last month or 2 months to make them decide to make that change. You know, that I saw the owner Kraft, not crying, but being emotional about having to make the decision. But it's like, come on, you knew what you was getting into when you hired him. You knew he's a first year head coach. Give him a chance, but unfortunately, in this time, you don't get too many chances when if you're not successful right away.
Yeah, I think Robert Kraft's a little bit reactionary because we made the comment about Gerard Mayo, and he said, "Hey, when he was up for jobs a couple of years ago, I hit the panic button, and that's when I put that succession plan in place to have him replaced because I didn't want to lose him."
Right.
Flip the script, you got that with Mike Vrabel right now, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, Mike Vrabel's sitting out for a year, puts his name into the hat in interviews for the New York Jets, and now Robert Kraft's like, whoa, hold on a second, man. I can't lose this guy again to the New York Jets especially. So a little bit reactionary up there in New England. Also, Mike Tomlin, local guy, has had amazing success in the regular season. We know that. Won a Super Bowl, but it was 17, 18 years ago. Has really done nothing in the postseason. Could we live in a world where a one and done in Pittsburgh means that Mike Tomlin may be on the hot seat or maybe looking for other opportunities outside of Pittsburgh?
I think that's very interesting. First of all, I mean, I love the guy, man. I just love the emotion. I love the way he coaches up the guys and just the experience he brings. But it all comes down to winning. And I know he hasn't won a playoff game in 8 years. We could be up in arms about everybody else. And I always get mad at coaches. So what? He's been in for 8 years. He hasn't won a playoff game. I can't be hypocritical. I mean, I think maybe he does need to move on if he can't win. At least have a really, really good showing on this coming up this weekend. But maybe it's better for him to leave now. I mean, I know I've heard his name thrown out. I think it was Chicago. I think I heard his name. Maybe it is time for him to be able to find somewhere else. But he's a great coach, man. The emotion he's with, he's definitely a player's coach. But the other thing is, of the 14 active NFL coaches with at least 5 postseason wins, he's ranked 11th. So when do you say enough is enough? I love the guy though. I love him.
So, boys, back there, when we do the video shorts a little bit later on today, the headline is Larry Rubama thinks Mike Tomlin should leave Pittsburgh. Let's not bury the lead. Larry Rubama's breaking news that Mike Tomlin should leave Pittsburgh if they are one and done this weekend in Baltimore, all right? Make sure we put that up. We don't want to bury the lead.
No, we don't.
Got to make sure we put a spotlight on Larry so he goes viral after this interview. You can follow Larry Rubama on the X at LH Rubama. The award-winning columnist for The Pilot, for the Daily Press, joins us each and every week. Final story I want to get to. You did post it on your X. It looks like boxing is back in the spotlight. Star Norfolk boxer Keyshawn Davis going to get another shot. This time he's going to be on a little bit of a bigger stage than the Norfolk Scope.
Yes, he is. He's going to be fighting for the WBO lightweight world champion against Dennis Baranchyk. This guy has called. He says, "Look, this guy wants a big title fight. I'm gonna give it to him." So, and you got Keyshawn, who's not gonna back down. He's not gonna back down, but he'll be fighting on, I believe it's Valentine's Day in Madison Square Garden. This is the shot that Keyshawn has wanted the whole time. He's got it now, and I'm sure he's gonna be ready. But this will definitely. He wins this fight. this is gonna really propel him to great things. Bob Arum, legendary promoter, had talked about before that he thought this was the rising rising star in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed what he could do at Scope at home. So it's gonna be. I'm excited for him. I'm looking forward to see how he does there.
If this is Valentine's Day, will you be attending the fight at Madison Square Garden versus being with your significant other?
I would be going, but I actually have to have hip replacement surgery the Wednesday.
Look at you.
Yeah,
Look at you.
Yeah,
That's a cop-out, man.
No,
Absolute cop-out on the question.
Believe, I know you talking about Verlander earlier, and so
Yeah.
and look, I'm trying to work. I'm not trying to be home and do no honeydew list, and I'm sure he's probably the same way. So
Yeah, but does he really have a honeydew list? Let's be honest. Does Justin Verlander have a large honeydew list at home?
That's why he's still playing. It's great to be with your significant other, your wifey, and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes they give you a lot to do, and you're not trying to hear that. You've been on your own. For 8 months of the year, he's doing his own thing, and then he comes home and he's got to deal with do this, honey, do that, honey, do this, honey, do that, honey. And,
Wow.
That's why Tom Brady retired and he came right back 5 minutes later.
Exactly.
Okay.
He saw what it's like.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny D, I don't want to put you on the spot, but no, I'm just joking.
I'm at the Garden in a heartbeat.
Yeah, so
I'm not lying, and I'm bringing my wife with me.
If unless they change my surgery, I won't be able to go. So
maybe we could get J-Lo. J-Lo, we got to work on this. We got to get you credentialed, right? Let's get with Larry offline. We'll find out who the POC is, right? We got to find out the POCs to get J-Lo credentialed for Madison Square Garden to cover the fight. Can we get that done, Larry? In place of you.
We'll see. I can't promise.
Look at that. Non-committal.
Yeah,
Gotta
how
love
these
him.
things work. You know how
Oh, I
these
know.
things go. Yeah,
I know. Absolutely. He is one of the best. You can follow him on the X at LH Rubama. Before we let you go, we always enjoy involving you in some of our poll questions.
Oh, yeah. I already
this
know.
morning.
Yeah.
So our Pacer payroll poll questions this morning. We got quite a few, but I think you will enjoy them. J-Lo, can we ask Larry?
All right. Our first Pacer payroll poll question, Larry. Would you rather have a proven veteran head coach to come in to be your new head coach, or an unproven hot coordinator who's kind of young to be your head coach?
I go to. If I'm in charge of a team, I want a proven head coach. You know what you get, kind of. With the unproven, when the person who's unproven, you're not sure what you're going to get. So I have to go. Unfortunately.
Gotcha. Next, we had a long topic about food earlier. If you were listening, you know. So the options we have for this one: who has the best sweet tea? Our options were Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Hardee's, or the Gold Peak store-bought. Or if you have another one.
Well, it's interesting. Being born in Syracuse, New York, I never knew anything about sweet tea, as Johnny D would tell you. We didn't know anything about sweet tea. When I moved down here, I was like, sweet tea? What is that? So McDonald's sweet tea, I loved it. But now I'm getting older. It's too much sugar. So
it's too sweet for me.
Yeah, it's too sweet. I got to go to Hardee's. Hardee's is pretty.
Yeah.
Right in it. Yeah. Hardee's is right in it. Yeah.
Very nice.
Nice. And then finally, we have two more actually. Do you add butter or sugar to your grits? And also, we have a couple people chiming in on next saying they add cheese as well, Johnny D.
Yeah, I know. I see that.
And cheese and butter. Got to put the cheese.
And butter.
Yeah.
Cheese and butter.
Yeah.
Write it down, Johnny D.
I got it down.
Okay.
Trust me, dinner tonight.
Add some salt and pepper to it as well.
Pepper. Yo,
no sugar. Come on now.
See, no sugar.
Wow.
There you go. Our final Pacer Apparel poll question: who was the greatest talk show host of all time? We have Oprah Winfrey, Jerry Springfield, Arsenio
That's
Hall.
Jerry Springer. Please tell me you didn't put Springfield on the poll. Please tell me.
Arsenio Hall. He was the man.
Yeah,
Arsenio
there
Hall
you go.
He was the man. The music, yes, the Flash. Eddie Murphy was on there every week.
Yes.
Yeah.
That show had Bill Clinton with a saxophone up there.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
He was big. I want to throw out one more thing because we talk about local people and different things happening. Don't forget about the college football game. Penn State running back Katron Allen. He went to Northview High School, transferred to IMG later on, but he's a Norfolk guy, so we got to watch out for him. As a freshman, he led Hampton Roads in rushing touchdowns and rushing yards as a freshman in the area before he went to IMG. So I just want people to take a look at Katron Allen. Fat man, Allen.
I like that.
There you go.
All right, good stuff. By the way, J-Lo, could we please fix that? The whole reason for the poll was talking about the Netflix documentary of Jerry Springer, not Jerry Springfield. Jerry Springer. Arsenio Hall. You see what I deal with, Larry? You see what I deal with on a regular basis. It's hard work. Hard work running this radio program.
I did not notice that either.
Unbelievable stuff.
But I knew what you're talking about, Jill. I knew what you're talking about.
Unbelievable. Larry, you're the best. Follow him on the X at LH Rubama. We will talk to you again next week, my friend.
All right. Take care, guys. Take care.
Thank you. The one and only Larry Rubama. If you missed any of the interview, you could check it out on the YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Also on the X a little bit later on today at Drive Johnny D. A reminder that the Drive is presented by SOS. SoldOnSite.com, 757-460-1111. 757-460-1111. Cash offer within 24 hours on your home. Close within 7 days. Don't stress. Give a call to SOS. All right, straight ahead. More of your Hump Day hot takes. I got a big one. The New York Giants playoff bound next year. Maybe if they pick up this dude, we'll explain. It's What's Trending in Sports. Suave stops by. It's the Morning Drive. Yours truly, Suave J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
Traffic is congested on Interstate 564 westbound this morning between Terminal Boulevard and Bellinger Boulevard. And there's stop-and-go traffic along Interstate 64 eastbound from County Street to the HRBT. Finally, a reminder that soon at 9 a.m., a lift is scheduled for the Berkeley Bridge. Otherwise, so far, today's morning commute is going smoothly. I'm Peter Cook on Fox Sports 1310.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive.
At Rush Soccer, our love of the game and the community we create doesn't stop when we leave the pitch or when the season ends. We are more than an individual player, team, club, or league. We are a truly global community of athletes, parents, coaches, professionals, and fans. We believe that youth sports and the pathway to a lifelong love of soccer have the power to form deep, meaningful connections that will fundamentally shape our players and those in our community. We believe that what we feel is the key to what we can achieve. Feel the pride. Feel the confidence. Feel the legacy. Feel the connection. Feel the trust. Feel the acceptance. Feel the purpose. Feel the difference. Feel the rush.
Hi, this is Wayne Williams of Williams Deloach. I'm an experienced personal injury attorney, and I hope you don't need my services because I certainly don't like to see people injured on a daily basis. But in preparation for that unfortunate situation, your insurance coverage is very vital to your case. Give me a call today. I'd be happy to discuss your insurance situation for you and your family. That's the most protection you have, and you want to have that ahead of time.
Sports bets like never before? With the Juice Reel app, you can connect over 300 betting accounts like DraftKings, Caesars, and PrizePicks, and instantly track all your bets in one place. Imagine this: real-time updates on every bet, analytics on your betting.
Yes. Uh-oh. Uh-huh. Oh! Okay. Okay.
We're gonna have to back up. We're definitely gonna have to back up. All right. That's all I got. Yes, I do. Matter of fact, we're gonna go back further.
With the best. Use promo code FOX25 for special benefits.
New year, new deals at Southern Kia Virginia Beach and Southern Kia Greenbrier. Huge savings on remaining new 24 inventory. Low APR financing available. Plus up to $1,000 extra for your trade-in. See Southern Kia today at SouthernKiaVirginiaBeach.com and SouthernKiaGreenbrier.com.
844-255-2475 for details.
We begin with the Ben Maller Show. Handle with care. That's the Sam Darnold I know. I remember that Sam Darnold. That is my guy. He's back. The world is right. I did not expect Sam Darnold to malfunction to the point, especially going against the Detroit defense. Are you kidding me?
Ben Maller. The Ben Maller Show from 2 to 6 a.m. on Fox Sports 1310. This is Fox Sports 1310. Keep up with the trends. Follow us on X at Drive Johnny D or Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D.
7:45 on a Wednesday. Good to be with you. A reminder, the chat box is open this morning on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. We've had a lot of people chime in this morning, so we do appreciate you tuning in. Download the app, Fox Sports 1310 AM. Take us with you wherever you go. Follow us on the X at Drive Johnny D. I want to thank Larry Rubama for stopping by. Got a couple of text messages I want to get to very quickly before What's Trending with Suave. Hit us up via the Tell 'em Kellum Talk and text line this morning, 757-497-1310. Hold on, let me cough. Oh, where's my button? There we go. Got to clear the throat.
I heard it's how you go do.
Got to clear the throat. My wife, by the way, texted me. She said, by the way, when you get home, can you switch the laundry and charge the iPad? That's your honeydew list for this morning.
So you might just go straight to the gym and not take your naps day, huh?
No, I'm going to go home. I'm going to do what I'm asked to do.
Yep.
Because that's what I do. Because I'm smart. That's why I've been married for 23 years.
Write this down, J-Lo.
Write it down.
Write it down.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to take a quick power nap for about 30, 35 minutes. And then I got to get to the gym today because I did not get there yesterday. And then I got a little bit of basketball today. And then tonight I will be dining with, hold on, I wrote it down. Grits, cheese, butter, salt, and pepper, and a big old jug of sweet tea.
Oh, my God. I'm worried about you.
And then I will report on this tomorrow on the radio program.
We are going to get flamed tomorrow.
Yes.
God willing.
He's a northerner.
He'll come here.
He's not going to like it.
God willing.
What did y'all eat me?
That would be nice. Hey, very quickly, before I get to the text, I want to remind people that the Hampton Roads International Auto Show is coming up this weekend. That's right. The HRADA presents the 2025 Hampton Roads International Auto Show. It's your opportunity to experience 25's most anticipated vehicles is now here. Groundbreaking technology to the latest production models. Manufacturers will unveil their cutting-edge designs and features. We'll have over 100 vehicles on display. If you've never been, man, it is awesome.
Yes, it is.
It is absolutely awesome. And we're giving away a 4-pack of tickets, free, for the first person who dials up 757-497-1310. First person to dial it up right now will get a 4-pack of tickets January 10th through the 12th at the Virginia Beach Convention Center. But you got to be the first person to dial it up right now at 757-497-1310 as we are giving away a 4-pack of tickets for the Hampton Roads Auto Dealer Association International Auto Show going on this weekend. So you don't want to miss that. Good stuff. Also, I forgot to mention that tickets are available to be picked up at the station between 8:30 and 5, Monday through Friday. So there you go. It's freebie. But you got to dial it up right now at 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. A free 4-pack of tickets for the International Auto Show going on this weekend at the Virginia Beach Convention Center. All right, 7:48. Let me get to some of the texts this morning. Tell them Kellum Talk and text line is open at 757-497-1310. The 540 has chimed in. Question, is J-Lo on interim status only on the show? Sort of like Antonio Pierce in 2023. That is one of the questions this morning.
Status? What's that supposed to mean?
That means
I'm out.
You're in interim status right now.
So I'm going to be out soon.
If you're trying to get the full-time status, don't do what Antonio Pierce did. His first year with the Raiders, 2023, they were first at opponent points per game, fourth in PPG differential. Turnover margin, they were fifth. In 2024, after one full year there, J-Lo, tied for 25th, 27th, and 30th, respectively. So that might be why Antonio Pierce is out of a job. By the way, the hot take, Suave hits big on the Commanders' money line this weekend. I would love to see Suave invest a little bit and go all in.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Right, put your money where your mouth is.
If it was legal for me, I probably would too.
What is the odds on money line Commanders this weekend against the
Checking that
Buccaneers?
out right
Just
now.
straight money line. It's got to be plus. I'm thinking plus 250, plus 300.
Gonna be plus. Sorry, it's loading.
Okay. Because right now the spread is what, eight
It's
and a
plus
half?
140.
Plus 140. That's it.
It's Washington is getting 3 points.
They're only getting 3.
Yes.
This weekend.
Yes.
I thought it was up to like 8.
They opened at 2.5.
It opened at 2.5, 3. Suave, straight money line this weekend. That's the hot take. Go all in. Commanders. Plus 140. Right? Put it into the ESPN Bet app. If you put 500 down, what will you win? Right? Put it into your app and see what we come across with. Okay.
I'm getting everybody want to bet me over this whole game. I got my cousin even said I put $100 down.
Put some money down, man.
Good
Come
Lord.
on.
Man,
I mean, make the investment.
When I tell you, people have been texting me and say, well, you feel like what you feel about the Commanders? I'll bet you this. I done got 100. I got 50. I got somebody that said they'll put down 20. Somebody put out Impractical Joker's punishment. Like I done got so many people that text me about that.
Everybody wants to mess with Suave when it comes to this.
No, they just want to see Suave hit it big. Just hit it big, man.
Oh, that's
Go
sweet.
all
They want
in.
to see him do a punishment.
All right. The 757 says, hot take, Notre Dame will be playing for the national championship. Is that really a hot take? Do you think?
Not really.
No,
They
I
are
don't think
favored,
so.
are they not, against Penn State?
Yes.
I believe they are.
They are, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a hot take, but
It's going to be fun to watch, though. I'll tell you that.
the 540 says JD needs to go all in on cheese, butter, grits, and hot sauce. Sweet tea, fake or real sugar? It's the question.
Oh, man. This is a whole topic for another day.
Here we go again.
Now the packets are fake, correct?
There's the Splenda,
There's a Splenda,
right?
yeah.
Like the Splendid or
yes, fake,
Sweet
yeah.
Low?
Sweet Low.
We just had this conversation in my
Trivia,
household
no,
just the
yeah.
other day, actually.
Okay.
No, you gotta go real.
Got to go real?
Gotta go real sugar.
Got to make sure tonight.
Yeah.
I got to go real sugar. Okay. Put it on the to-do list. Go out and get some real sugar. The 757 on the Tell 'em Kel Talking text line on a Hump Day Hot Take Wednesday. 757 says, Ricky Lake, sneaky good talk show that we mentioned.
Yes.
David Letterman is still the best. Carson was overrated. You guys know nothing about Johnny
Carson, the original late night, the
Yeah,
real
the
one,
original.
not Jay Leno,
The OG.
the OG.
I don't know about anything you guys are talking about when it comes to
Nothing.
this.
Nothing at all. Okay.
I've seen clips
fine.
of Jerry Springer. That's
Ask, it is Springer.
Yes.
We've established that.
Yes.
Okay. Ask your folks about Johnny Carson. Okay.
Yes, the real one.
The 804 says Arsenio is the best.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, the 434 has chimed in this morning.
Oh, boy.
Says UVA Hoops will average 35 points per game in the ACC. That's my hot take. Oh, wait a second. They already do that.
That's false. That's all I can say to that.
Oh,
I'd be willing to put a wager down
Wow.
that they will not average 35.
I think he was being funny.
I think so too.
I think he was being a little bit funny. Don't get defensive over there,
I'm not
J-Lo.
getting defensive. I'm just saying I'd put his money where his mouth is.
Okay.
Ooh,
All
okay.
right, look at you.
I like that.
Look at you chesting up, talking about UVA hoops.
I'm not saying they're going to win a lot of ACC games. I am saying that. they
Hey,
ain't
by
gonna
the way,
average
Syracuse did win last night. I was
saw
happy to
that.
see that.
Yeah.
It was ugly down the stretch, but
I
they
was
got it
watching
done.
that once I got home. Yeah.
Got it done against Georgia Tech. We will get to some more of your texts coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. But right now, what's trending with Suave?
Let's get to it, y'all.
If it made it in headlines, it made it here. Here's what's trending in sports with Suave.
In sports, let's go ahead and talk about it. Johnny D made a hot take, which, he needed to be tested for this one. And the reason is, y'all know about Antonio Pierce being fired from the Raiders? Well, there are actually some things that people are saying that he need to go to the New York Giants to be with Dabo. So if you go to our X at Morning with Johnny D, you'll see it. So basically what's going on, people are already saying that it's a joke. They are saying that they want this, but it's a name that people threw out that I never thought about. Robert Salah to the Giants.
Oh, wow. That is a name.
Yeah.
He's been a consultant with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I think he's full-time on the staff now. But that is a name, still getting paid a lot of money by the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
That's a name that's interesting. I haven't heard much about Bobby Saleh.
Me neither. Another person said that we actually need him in D.C. with the Commanders.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I know Joe Wick is new and doing.
It depends on what role.
As a defensive coordinator.
Look, if you want to bring him out to the I mean, Witt's done a fine job this year. Yeah, and plus, look, Dan Quinn is a defensive guy.
Yeah.
So you really got two. You don't need him.
No, and then our linebacker coach is Ryan Kerrigan. So we're good on that. But also, what's trending on sports, we talked about Pete Carroll. My word. The tweets, well, you can't even call them tweets, the posts, is just flooded on what's trending with Pete Carroll. One person said, but isn't Pete Carroll so old? Should he be getting ready to run for Congress?
Wow. Good Lord.
That is true.
Next one says, just what Caleb Williams needs, another defensive head coach to teach him about offensive football in the NFL. Yeah, that makes sense.
Look, man, Caleb Williams, you need a quarterback guy. I mean, you got it. You got 3 years left on the rookie cap. You got a generational talented Caleb Williams. He's got you got to surround him with somebody who's going to make him better.
Exactly.
You cannot go defensive minded if you're the Bears. You can't do it.
You can't. But apparently that's what a lot of people are going on, because here's another tweet. Mike Singletary should be the Bears head coach. Do it.
Stop. Will you stop?
This is all.
Stop. Forget about that. What are we doing?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
And because this is what's going on. People are saying that Pete Carroll or defensive. I'm seeing on the tweet. No one's saying anything about Ben Johnson or Mike McCarthy or anything offense. They're looking to see get another defensive coach. Please, this is what's the problem with Chicago, y'all. They need an offensive-minded person to help Caleb Williams. Pete Carroll, you good, but not in Chicago. No. And lastly, before we go on the break, there's a guy named Nick Wright. And he says that he can help fix the Jets by doing this thing. For one, Rex Ryan, Mike Fennerball, and there's another name, Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, by the way, that's Mike Tannenbaum, right?
Mike Tannenbaum.
Mike Tannenbaum. Which Tannenbaum is on the search committee.
Yes, he is.
So he can't help the Jets. He's already working for the Jets, trying to find their general manager and head coach.
Yes.
I love Rex Ryan to the Jets.
I do too.
What was the other name?
Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator for the Lions.
Why is everybody in love with Aaron Glenn?
I have no idea. I was looking up. He's like one of the number one people that's actually
I don't get it.
Coaching him and Ben Johnson.
I don't. Ben Johnson, I understand.
But Aaron Glenn,
look, what Ben Johnson has done with Jared Goff and that offense.
Yes,
it's one of the best in the NFL. I get. Aaron Glenn, I do not understand. And I know Aiden Hutchinson going down was a major blow for the Lions, but before week 18, they were horrendous on defense for 5-6 straight weeks.
Absolutely.
I'm not understanding the Aaron Glenn love affair in the NFL. I'm just not.
You're not the only one, but That's what he said, that would be a perfect scenario in one more year with Aaron Rodgers.
All right.
No. I'm saying no. Rex Ryan already said multiple times that Aaron Rodgers not coming. If he is coming, it's not gonna be no treatment like he had before. He's going to work.
It's not gonna be a beach day in New York.
Exactly.
Yes. So we're going to establish on this radio program, we've got Jerry Springfield as a talk show host, and Suave has got Fendenbaugh as the general manager of the New York Jets.
And don't forget Tatis.
And Tatis.
Oh, we're not bringing that up. We're not bringing that up. We're not bringing that up.
I had to take some of the heat off me.
Let's go to break. We're not bringing that up.
By the way, perfect right there, J-Lo. Do not want him in the trenches with you. When the heat gets on him, what does he do? He deflects and points it right to you there, Suave. I want you to remember that. All right. Hour number 2 is in the books. Coming up in the final hour of the Power Hour, Ira Kaufman stops by, talks Commanders, Bucks, plus the ever so popular scroll of Hank. It's the morning drive. Yours truly, Suave J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app.
Here's a quick weather update from the News 3 First Warning Storm Team.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. Sunny skies today, but still chilly. Highs only in the upper 30s. Not quite as windy as yesterday, but still a northwest breeze at around 10 to 15. Partly cloudy tonight with lows in the 20s. For Thursday, back to sunshine, but highs only in the mid-30s and windy again. Northwest winds at 10 to 20 with gusts to 30. For News 3, I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. Have a great day.
It's time for a Fox Sports 50 with Dino on Fox Sports 1310.
The NFL playoffs begin this weekend, and Fox Sports 1310 will carry the first wild card game Saturday afternoon when the Los Angeles Chargers play at the...
At CHKD, sports medicine is more than just treating injuries. It's a whole team approach to caring for young athletes. With experienced physicians, surgeons, trainers, and rehab specialists here when kids and teens need them most. Our experts help young athletes prevent injuries too, with advanced training and conditioning programs that keep them in the game safely. CHKD Sports Medicine, where kids are more than patients and we're more than a hospital.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
Even with coffee that could double as diesel fuel. Was your bumper his latest rest stop? Give Williams DeLoach a call.
WD-law.com. That's WD-law.com or call 757-547-5555. Williams DeLoach Personal Injury Attorney, your personal injury firm.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store. And when you think of high-impact professionals in our community, who comes to mind? For me, nurses are right at the top of the list, given their care for my loved ones over the years. At the Good Feet Store, we often engage with nurses who are battling with pain in their feet, knees, and back, and they come to the Good Feet Store looking for relief. Here is Donna, a nurse sharing experience after visiting the Good Feet Store.
Oh, I have to tell you, I have struggled with pain in my feet. I was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis. With the 3-step program, it really fits to your lifestyle. I'm a registered nurse, so being on my feet, walking throughout the hospital during the day, I am free from any type of pain. And after working a 12-hour shift, I go home and my feet do not hurt.
Whether you're a nurse or anyone wanting to enjoy your career without your feet getting in the way, come see us at the Good Feet Store. The Good Feet Store is in Virginia Beach and Hilltop North and in Newport News in the Marketplace at Tech Center. Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today.
You're listening to Fox Sports 1310, WGHAM Newport News, and WVSP-FM HD2 Yorktown. This is Fox Sports 1310. Buckle up. It's time for your morning drive time headlines with Suave on Fox Sports 1310.
Good morning and welcome to the Power Hour. This is your Fox Sports update. In college basketball, number 1 Tennessee Volunteers, you're not number 1 no more because you lost to the number 8 Florida Gators. Here's the interesting fact about that game. It was told that they sold students tickets to the public as part of a 3-game holiday package. Do you know what happened? Police had to escort dozens of angry students out of their usual courtside seats before tip-off. Congratulations, cops. Next, in college-bound football, Boise State Ashton Gentry is coming to the NFL. Now, this report is this by Jordan Reed that the junior is projected as the top running back in the upcoming draft. After carrying 750 times over 3 seasons with Boise State, he finished his college career with 4,769 rushing yards and 50 touchdowns. In the NFL, Las Vegas Raiders, they kept the GM but gave the boot to Antonio Pierce as they fired their head coach. Now, the Raiders will now look to hire their 5th head coach since relocating to Las Vegas from Oakland in 2020. And this will be the nicest the son of Al Davis took over upon his father's death in 2011. But it's the morning drive. You know what's coming up next? Our Cowboy resident with the scroll, Hank Conzo. We also have Ira Kaufman, friend of the show, talks Boston Commanders. We got it coming right for you. It's the morning drive with Johnny D, powered by Cover Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310, 100.9 FM, and streaming live on YouTube at Cover Sports TV.
Live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios, the official home of the Hampton Road sports fan. It's the Morning Drive, powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310, along with Suave and J-Lo. Here's your host, Johnny D.
Yes, sir. Great to be with you. Hour number 3, the final hour.
Power hour.
We call it the Power Hour here on the radio program. It is the Morning Drive. Yours truly, Suave J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM. Download the Fox Sports 1310 app. You can follow us on the X at Drive Johnny D. We will update our Pacer payroll poll questions this morning, coming up here in a little bit. Also, we are streaming live and in living color this morning. Thank you very much, everybody, for dialing us up on the YouTube this morning at Cova Sports TV. Also on Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D. I do want to get to the Super Bowl odds are out. The latest and greatest, the top 5. We'll see if you guys can guess the top 5 Super Bowl odds as of this morning. I do want to get to that here in a little bit. Also, FS1's James Jones, right, former wide receiver in the National Football League, had some interesting comments talking about Mike Tomlin that I want to hear from him coming up here in a little bit. 8:25 this morning, Ira Kaufman will stop by. He covers all things Tampa Bay, the National Football League, friend of the program. We'll get his thoughts on Baker Mayfield versus Jaden Daniels coming up this weekend, Commanders Bucks. We'll get his thoughts coming up at about 8:30. Plus, it is a hump day, which means we take your hump day hot takes via the Tellem Kellum talk and text line this morning at 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. So I got a couple of more text messages to get to this morning. I told you my big hot take book it. John Gruden will be the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. The return of greatness to the Raiders. You want to talk about Tom Brady putting a thumbprint on that organization?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it right there. Will be the Las Vegas Raiders. And I don't think it's much of a surprise that Antonio Pierce is out. What I do expect, though, and I made this comment, that don't be surprised if we see a return of Antonio Pierce to the New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Team him up with Brian Daboll and find a quarterback and a Cam Ward. That may be a little bit of the recipe to get back to the playoffs next year. A lot of people excited about that in New York. Mm-hmm. Maybe not so excited about skinny Brian Daboll being back. But, hey, the one great thing about guys that are on the hot seat that you give really one more year to, which is going to be the general manager in New York and, of course, Brian Daboll, they will spend a lot of money this offseason.
Yes.
They know their job is on the line. They have to win right away, which is a fantastic recipe for a football fan for the New York Giants, because right now they're going to go all in.
Absolutely.
We're going to spend a lot of money on offense. We're going to spend a lot of money on defense. We're going to get a quarterback in the NFL draft. And we are all in, baby, to try to win next year. If not, you're going to be out of a job. So that's sort of that one silver lining, right, when you're talking about that. So, but a lot to get to in this final hour of the program. But at 8:08, is it now time?
Yes,
it is the most sought-out segment in Sports Talk Radio in Hampton Roads. It is the most requested segment on social media. Every time I see it online, I see it. I need more of it. I need more of it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Scroll of Hank.
3, 2, 1. Time to open the scroll.
He is our resident Cowboy fan. He is a legend in his own mind. The one and only Cowboy Hank. Good morning, Hank. How are you?
I'm fine, gentlemen. How you guys doing?
Not bad at all. I appreciate you chiming in this morning and letting me know that Maury Povich's wife, that was, who is that, Connie Chung?
Connie Chung.
Connie
That's
Chung,
correct.
right? Good work out of you, my friend.
Correct.
Are you that guy at parties that is just a wealth of useless information?
Man, I have a very high functioning brain. I've got a lot of stuff stored up in there, man. You just couldn't believe it, but
okay.
Yeah, that's why I talk so fast. That's why I get all huffy and stuff when I'm rambling, because there's just so much junk out there trying to fall out that sometimes I get lost in it. So actually, that's very true. It really is.
Okay, so what is on the scroll of Hank on this fine Wednesday morning?
Well, you guys have been talking about a couple of things that have been on my mind with Jerry Jones blocking McCarthy. I think what's going on there is he knows he's leaving, and he wants to control it out as long as he can. But I think McCarthy's going to the Bears. I think he'd gladly trade in the guy who's been making them look bad for a kid who's got all the talent in the world. His only issue is the fact that, he's got a defensive head coach.
Don't you find that petty, though? I mean, look, he's only got 1 week remaining with his contract. I mean, really? This is what we're going to do for 1 week?
Yes, I'm petty. I know that's how Jerry is. That's exactly how he functions. I hate for him to be that way, but that's who the guy is.
Mm-hmm.
But I do. You guys also talked about Mike Tomlin being on the hot seat, and that's perfect because I think Mike Tomlin's going to be the next Cowboys head coach.
It is funny you mentioned that because I did get a hot take text that came in that said Mike Tomlin is going to be the most sought-after free agent after this weekend. J-Lo, you got a comment on that?
No, I was just saying Hump Day hot take.
Hump Day hot take right there. I think Tomlin, look, if I'm Mike Tomlin and you feel like you're not appreciated in Pittsburgh, and look, we talked about this with a John Calipari. We talked about this with a Ryan Day. Sometimes the road ends and there's no more runway, and maybe you need to go somewhere else and reinvent yourself. So you never know.
You brilliant minds think alike, bro, because that's exactly what I'm thinking. Plus, I mean, the fact of the matter is, it'll be 6 straight times in the playoffs where he loses his first game. And, what's he always say? The standard is the standard, right? But, I mean, come on, Tomlin, you think he cares what Jerry does? Honestly, he'd be perfect in
He
Dallas.
does not care.
Well, he's perfect in Dallas, and I mean, he's a what's the word we're looking for to when you set the tone for the team? What is it? Y'all, help me out with it. But y'all get what I mean. In other words, he's gonna bring he's gonna get the country club atmosphere out of there, right?
I gotta say though, this is, you guys are trying to get over the hump, right? Isn't Tomlin? He has not had playoff success for so long. This is the whole point. This is the thing with Mike McCarthy. He was brought in to get over the hump to win some playoff games, make Dallas contenders. Tomlin coming in, wouldn't you just have the same problem? He didn't have success in Pittsburgh in the playoffs in so long. If he comes to Dallas and doesn't have playoff success, it's the same thing.
Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. That's hard to get.
But we're
playoff
talking about
success.
8 years. 8 years is before Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, look, don't be scared. Just admit, your biggest fear will be somebody who likes Tomlin coming in. Again, the Cowboys' biggest issue is country club. There, a couple of times when I wanted Dak out of there, one of the places I had him going was Pittsburgh under Tomlin. And now I'm rooting for Pittsburgh to lose. And I mean, I like the Ravens anyway. I'm a Lamar fan, so I'm rooting for Pittsburgh to lose. And Mike McCarthy, I think he's done with Jerry. I really do. I think he's gotten to the point where he's just tired of all the junk. And this is another situation where it just shows. I think Jerry knows he's gone. I don't think they've had any conversations about the job after the season ended.
Sounds about right.
I think he's sick of Dak dragging him down, because I keep telling you guys, one thing about Dak is he still doesn't know how to read defenses. So when you do things like motion or add formations, that don't do anything but confuse him. So you got to bring somebody in like Tomlin, who's not going to be messing around. He don't care about offense. He's a defensive guy, and our defense is the strong part of our team.
I
Y'all saw that.
I honestly think the way to fix the Cowboys, you have to restart. I think you got to start from scratch. You build around Micah Parsons, you keep him, you re-sign him, everybody else gone. That's the only right way to build the Cowboys up, in my opinion.
You can't trade that. He's untradeable.
Yeah, he's no. Look, the Dallas Cowboys are never going to do that. They're not going to do that. Jerry Jones's ego will not allow it. If you really want to make a change in Dallas, and I know Hank does not want to hear this, you got to take your biggest prized possession and trade that chip. And that's Micah Parsons.
Trade Micah.
And that's trading Micah Parsons and getting draft picks and getting assets. Well, no, I'm not listening to Colin Cowherd, but it's the truth. If you're going to make a swift change in Dallas, you need to get talent.
You have to rebuild.
And the one way to get talent right away is to trade Micah Parsons for immediate draft picks that can make an immediate impact.
You get a huge package for him.
Huge.
Okay, who do you think is going to be the immediate impact? Ashton Genty? You think he's going to make a difference?
You're telling me that Ashton Genty will not have an impact on the offensive side of the football right away?
Hey, you got to have blocking, bud.
Well, again, invest in your offensive line. You've got money to spend. I'm not only saying draft picks. I'm saying from a free agency standpoint, right? You've got to make an investment. And you got a cap issue a little bit of Dallas, too.
Yeah,
I mean, that's one of the issues as well.
Point.
So you got a lot of stuff to fix. Hank, before I let you go, though, J-Lo, let's get to the poll questions. I always love to get Hank's insight on the poll questions, the Pacer payroll poll questions this morning. J-Lo, please.
Yes, sir. Hank, our first Pacer payroll poll question. Which type of coach would you like to hire as your next head coach? A proven veteran head coach or a young, unproven hot coordinator?
Well, I think by my take today, it's obvious I want somebody like Tomlin. I want the proven commodity. I want a leader. I don't want some flash in the pan dude. Ben Johnson, first off, I don't think he would come to Dallas. So give me Tomlin all day long. Give me Mike Vrabel.
Vrabel, yeah.
Gosh, I wish I could come up with the word. It's bothering me that I can't come up with the word that culture. He's going to set the right culture.
Culture. We're
not going to have the Hollywood that we have with.
You're not going to have your quarterback saying we effing suck, huh?
Bruh. Look, hey, imagine Jaden Daniels said that about his teammates. How do you think they're going to
I'd be very upset. I'd be extremely upset.
That's all I needed to hear.
Exactly. Our next Pacer payroll poll question. Who has the best sweet tea in Hampton Roads? Our options are Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Hardee's, or store-bought Gold Peak, but you could answer with whatever you want, Hank.
Chick-fil-A is great. Everything is Chick-fil-A, but the prices are great.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Chick-fil-A prices are through the roof.
Look, when my 8-nugget meal went over $10, I backed out. I was done.
That's
at that
crazy.
Point, so,
yeah.
But yeah, hey, I make great sweet tea.
I was gonna say homemade sweet tea. If you get if you get my grandmother to make sweet tea, homemade sweet tea, unbelievable.
What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Bring it in.
Mama Love, we need you.
The thing with sweet tea, man, is you got to get the right amount of sugar. You can't overload it. If you put too much sugar in, you're going to bust it out. So you can't do that.
Yep.
So, yeah, I make great sweet tea. And I don't measure it. I just can dump it in and kind of know how much I need.
Sometimes that's the best kind of chef. You just kind of put in the right amount of salt, the right amount of sugar. You don't measure it. You just kind of throw it in there, you know? Absolutely. Our next poll question. Do you add butter or sugar to your grits, Hank? Or a lot of people have chimed in saying cheese.
Always butter, man. I'm a butter guy. I butter just about everything. I almost sometimes cook with butter in my skillet. So, hey, before y'all get me out of here, I told y'all, I think Johnny D's doing, because y'all got me yesterday for kind of pushing Washington. But Johnny's pushing Micah out the door because he wants me to transfer. He wants me out of Dallas. So,
there you go. That's a nice conclusion.
Y'all go ahead and push Micah out, and you might as well trade. Throw Hank in. You always have to throw ins on those trades. Throw Hank in on that trade, buddy.
Hank in a bag of chips, huh?
Yes, sir. Hey, I got one question for you guys before I get out of here, because I saw this on the scroll, oddly enough, the scroll last night. What the crap is a competitive balanced draft pick in baseball? Help me out.
I'll talk to you offline about this. There's not enough time in this show to really dive into the competitive balance type. It goes back to, I believe, when you're talking about the luxury tax, right, in Major League Baseball, the fact that people are spending money, people are not spending money.
There's no salary cap.
There's no salary cap.
But you understand where I'm coming from, though, right? I had never heard that before. I'm like, what is that?
Okay. Final poll questions there, J-Lo. What else we got?
Yes, sir. Our final Pace Serve Peril poll question. Hank, who is the greatest talk show host of all time? Oprah Winfrey, Jerry Springer, Arsenio Hall, or Geraldo Rivera?
Oh, my gosh, man. Can we get a tie for first place? Can we get...
Right now, we have a tie for first place between Springer and Arsenio Hall.
That's where I was going.
35.3% of both of those.
If you want chaos, it's Jerry Springer. If you want your finger waving, because everybody knows, there's someone of Arsenio who's throwing that finger out there, man. So, yeah, I can't decide between those two.
I saw you said Julie Chen in the chat too, huh? Big brother. You were talking about Julie Chen earlier.
He loves Julie Chen.
Yes. Jeff Probst of Survivor.
He's not a talk show host.
I know, man. But I know. But he brought up Julie Chen. She's not a talk show host either.
No, she's not.
But she, and she's married to like the president of CBS, so she got a little Joy Taylor in her. Yeah.
Alrighty, Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it is the scroll of Hank. Thank you, Hank. We will talk to you tomorrow on this fine radio program. 8:20. A reminder: New Year, same bad team. Join the team that lists and sells thousands of homes in Hampton Roads. I'm talking about the team of Brian Wurst at A Better Way Realty. 757-424-9007. That's 757-424-9007. Visit them online at abetterway.com. They are the worst team in Hampton Roads when it comes to buying or selling your home today. So if you are looking to buy or sell today, make sure you give a call to A Better Way. All right, 8:20 straight ahead. We will update the Hump Day text via the Tell 'em Kellum Talking text line at 757-497-1310. We'll start the breakdown. Commanders Bucks coming up this weekend. Jaden Daniel versus Baker Mayfield. Will it be different the second time around? Friend of the program, Ira Kaufman, stops by. It's the Morning Drive. Suave J-Lo, yours truly. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This morning on Interstate 64 eastbound, traffic is crawling between Armistead Avenue and the HRBT. And on 264 eastbound, there are slowdowns from Effingham Street to the Berkeley Bridge. Traffic is stop and go on 564 westbound between Terminal Boulevard and Bellinger Boulevard. And finally, a reminder, soon at 9 a.m., a lift for the Berkeley Bridge is scheduled. I'm Peter Cook on Fox Sports 1310.
A place of your own. Virginia House.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger, fries, drink, and a sundae. No time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better. And it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
Hey, it was funny though, when the judge read that verdict, told them what they had to pay, they almost fainted. You remember that? They almost fainted. Any accident, big or small, life or death, you make the call. Top dog law.
You've
likely heard the name Adele Diamond. But have you heard why Adele is such a popular jeweler? They have the best prices, period. Because they do what's necessary to earn your business. With one of the largest selections of bridal and fine jewelry, they take the time to educate you, ensure you're happy with your choice, and treat you like family. They also have long-term payment options with no interest. Adele appreciates your business, and it shows. 3 locations: Hilltop, Chesapeake, and Lynn Haven Mall. Adele Diamond, your local trusted fine jeweler.
Looking for money talk? You can find it now on 97.3 HD2. You'll get the latest from Main Street and Wall Street from Bloomberg and The Ramsey Show. That's Money Talk on 97.3 HD2. Listen live, online, anytime at foxsports1310.com. With the best lineup in sports talk radio 24/7, 365. This is Fox Sports 1310. The new home for the Hampton Road sports fan. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, Suave, and J-Lo on Fox Sports 1310 and Cova Sports TV.
Sir, great to be with you. 8:25 on a Wednesday morning. A reminder, coming up, we'll hear from FS1's James Jones. Interesting comments about Mike Tomlin possibly being one and done in Pittsburgh. We'll kind of dive into that here in a little bit. And coming up tomorrow, Joe Theismann will stop by, friend of the program. We'll talk a little Notre Dame football. And, of course, we'll talk Commanders, Jaden Daniels, Bucks coming up this weekend. But joining us right now, man, he is one of the best in the business. I love him. All things Tampa Bay, he's got you covered. Ira Kaufman joining us again on the program. Big one coming up this weekend, round 2, Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield. Your initial thoughts, and I think we're going to see a better Jaden Daniels version in Tampa Bay coming up this weekend. You agree or disagree?
Well, the first thing you guys have to know is that there's panic in the streets here in Tampa. It's 38 degrees, gentlemen. So
that is troubling.
Anything under 60, we can't handle it. But this looks like a good game. Sunday night matchup, prime time. I was at the first game. It was week 1. Jaden Daniels is a lot better than he was in his first pro game. Although, to tell you the truth, he didn't play badly in that game. They just couldn't stop the Bucs. Mayfield had 4 touchdown passes. Mayfield's been a revelation, guys, an absolute revelation. The one part of his game nobody talks about, nobody, is while he's not Lamar Jackson or Jaden Daniels or Josh Allen, he's made an impact with his legs this year, and a big one, a significant one. For example, he ran for 68 yards last week in the must-win game against New Orleans. He's got a knack on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 11 for running for first downs. Now, look, he's never going to be Jaden Daniels, but the guy's pocket presence and his ability to find a crease as a runner, it's really surprised me because certainly that wasn't his reputation before he came to Tampa. He's also got 41 touchdown passes, which I think is driving Dan Quinn crazy this week. So we shall see. I think the Bucs are going to win this game, and I'll tell you why. I think their running game is going to give Washington problems. Dead last in the league in running 2 years in a row, and then all of a sudden Liam Cohn comes in as coordinator. They add 2 pieces to the offensive line, and most importantly, they find a rookie in the 4th round named Bucky Irving. I think he's going to be the focal point for the Washington defense in terms of their preparation. 1,500 yards from scrimmage for a 4th round draft pick. The kid is electric. He never runs in a straight line. He makes sharp cuts. I think he's going to be a big problem for the Commanders.
Ira Kaufman is joining us here on the program. And, of course, JoeBucksFan.com. All things Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What is the game time temperature for this weekend?
I think it's going to start warming up on Friday, gentlemen. So you're totally very nice. I think it'll be in the 50s. Great football weather. So I don't think it's going to be a factor Sunday evening. I will be there. That means a late night all the way around. But it's worth it because this is the second season. And let's see what happens. I think Washington, they're a very live underdog. They're a small underdog. They were 5-3 on the road, and they got a 5-game winning streak coming into this game. So, a lot of things are going right for Washington.
Hey, Ira, are you a little bit surprised at the line for this? I was a little bit surprised it's sitting at about 3.5. I thought it'd be about 5.5. A little bit surprised at the line?
Well, it shows a lot of respect, I think, for the visitors. Yeah. You can't scoff at a 5-game winning streak. The one thing that I think's really marked Washington's season is the late finishes. The late finishes. And they're tremendous on fourth down. I noticed that. It's a stat that not a lot of people talk about. I think they're like 17 for 20, number one in the league. Whoever's dialing up those plays in crunch time, they're really getting the job done. And I guess some of those are probably Daniel's runs if you had to look at it.
Yeah, when you're talking about the Commanders on fourth down, they're the best in the NFL on fourth down. They have converted 20 of 23 opportunities this year, but the Bucs are pretty good too on third downs, I believe, right? When you're talking about the Bucs offense are the best in the NFL, I think, on third down. So it's going to be a third down conversion versus fourth down conversion, maybe type of football game.
I think it's a similar matchup in terms of their offense are prolific, both of them. Daniels is the main cog, obviously, but I think McLaurin is great. I think he's a heck of a player. I just voted for him as my second team All-Pro wide receiver, because nobody's going to beat out Chase and Jefferson at the top. But I got McLaurin on my ballot. I think he's that good. Now, when it comes to the other side of the ball, there's problems. The Bucs have been very up and down on defense. For example, they went to Dallas 3 weeks ago. The first half defense was terrible. Cooper Rush was carving them up. I go to the game Sunday. They got to win this game. They must win this game. And Spencer Rattler throws for 180 yards in the first half, and the Bucs are down 16-6. So that's what's going on with the Bucs defense. They tighten up in the second half, but they don't always start the game the way they should. It's missed tackles, soft coverage, and they did a job on McLaurin in week one, but I think they're very worried about McLaurin coming up in this game.
Yeah, friend of the program, Ira Kaufman, is joining us as we talk a little Bucs Commanders coming up this weekend. You mentioned Mike Evans. Obviously, for the Commanders, it's been great watching Terry McLaurin this year. Mike Evans is special, man. I mean, how good is this dude? First ballot Hall of Fame guy?
I'm not willing to say first ballot, but he is a Hall of Fame guy because you got to remember Marvin Harrison, Chris Carter. They didn't make it first ballot. I hope I'm still on the board. You got to be retired 5 years, and Evans is probably going to play another 2 years. So, I'll be pushing 80 at that time, gentlemen. But if I'm not on that board, I'm going to make the speech for Mike Evans. I've been doing this job a long, long time, and I got to tell you, Sunday afternoon, about 4:15 in the afternoon, it was a very special moment. It was one of the most emotional ones I've ever covered. When the Bucs got the ball back with less than a minute left, and Evans 5 yards away from keeping the streak alive, everybody in the building was aware of it, including the fans, including the Saints. So, instead of kneeling on the ball with an 8-point lead, and putting the game away, Liam Cohn, with Bowles' blessing, allows, Mayfield to throw the ball to Evans. He gets 8 or 9 yards. Goes past the 1,000-yard mark. The reaction from the fans was incredible, and then the teammates went crazy. They just swarmed the field, and it couldn't happen to a better guy. He's very involved in the community. He's the Walter Payton representative for the Bucs. There are no blemishes on Mike Evans' career. He's been great for a long, long time. He was the first draft pick for general manager Jason Light, who's still on the job. Started in 2014. So that's not a bad way to start your general manager position.
Hey, before I get your final prediction, Todd Bowles, if you're one and done in Tampa against the Commanders, is there a coaching decision that needs to be made? Maybe he hangs around one more year, but does that seat get a little bit hotter for Todd Bowles? Because I know there's been a lot of people kind of 50-50 on Bowles.
It's an interesting question, young man, because we look at the comments under the stories. We do a Bowls poll every week on the Joe Bucks fan website.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it changes markedly from week to week whether they win or not. But I got to tell you, as a general proposition, he has not won over the Buck fans. He has not won over Buck Nation. He just hasn't. They don't like his demeanor. They don't like his game management, timeout situations. Heck, some people don't even forgive him for the Rams loss in the playoffs 3-4 years ago when Cooper Kupp, they went an all-out blitz and Cooper Kupp caught a 50-yard pass in the final seconds to set up the winning field goal. That was a Tom Brady team. So, I'll tell you this. The man won 10 games. For the second year in a row, they were very strong down the stretch. I don't think the Glazers have any intentions of dumping Bowles. There's a faction of Buck Nation that wants to bump up Liam Cohen. He did such a good job with the offense and get rid of Bowles. I don't think it's going to happen. Even if they lose to Washington, it would be a disappointing ending. But he did win the division. They were 3 games behind Atlanta at one point. 3 games. And they made it up. They went 6-1 down the stretch. I think he's good to go. Is he going to get a contract extension? That's a whole nother story.
Before I let you go, final prediction for this weekend. What are we going to be talking about late Sunday night when it's all said and done?
I think you're going to be talking about the Bucks going to Philadelphia for round 2. I think it'll be the end of the Washington season, a glorious Commanders season, considering expectations with a rookie quarterback. I think in the end, the Buck offense will do enough against I would say, mediocre Commanders defense. Guys, I'm telling you, this is a very balanced, diversified, potent Buck offense that's averaging almost 30 points a game. They can run it. They can throw it. They're getting healthy, and their offensive line is really good. I think it could be a shootout. I think the Bucks will win a close one.
He is Ira Kaufman. Check him out on the web, joebucksfan.com. Ira, man, always a pleasure to catch up with you. One of the best when it comes to covering the NFL. Enjoy the action, and maybe the Bucks can make a little bit of a run, and we'll get you back on the program, man. I truly appreciate it.
See warmth down here, gentlemen. We need it.
Well, come on. It's 38. You're spoiled. I mean, you got 38 2 days out of a year, and you're crying. I mean, it's 26 in Virginia Beach. I mean, what are we going to do?
Show a little sympathy, guys. Come on.
All right. I'll give you a little bit of sympathy. You got to wear a long sleeve shirt today. I apologize for that. It's all good. You're the best, man. I appreciate it. Ira Kaufman joining us here on the program. Again, check him out on the web at joebucksfan.com. One of the best. You guys agree, disagree? Sunday night. I do agree with one thing, man. That Bucks offense is really good.
For sure.
Buck Irving is really good. He can play football.
Yep.
Yes.
Mike Evans is a lot of fun to watch. And I'm hoping we've got a Lattimore sighting this weekend. If not, Suave may have a heart attack about Benjamin St-Juste.
And Mike Davis.
Just say it one time. Give it to me one time as we go to the Come on. Give it to me one time.
Benjamin!
There it is, Benjamin. We're going to hear a lot of that coming up this weekend. All right, 8:37. I'll get back to the text messages coming up here in a little bit. The Tell 'em Talking text line, your Hump Day hot takes, 757-497-1310. Do we have a Suave shout-out today?
No, we got one tomorrow, y'all.
You got one tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
So, contractually speaking, are we just doing it every other day now?
Yeah, I can do every other day,
Are we sure?
Yes. You gotta just think about it about cooking. You gotta let it sizzle. You gotta let it slow cook.
Saute it a little bit.
Saute it a little bit,
You can't
okay?
have everything every single day, then you get spoiled.
All right. Some people may call that laziness. You're calling it sauteing.
Well, that means you don't know how good cooking is. You gotta be slow cooking.
All right. Speaking of cooking, let's go to the Pacer Payroll poll questions this morning on the X. Thank you. And Drive Johnny D. J-Lo, can you give me a little bit of enthusiasm, too, when we do the poll questions this morning, please?
Yes, sir. I just got to do it without getting my voice too high pitched.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Oh, boy.
Our Pacer Payroll poll
It is
questions
pretty
of the day.
sad, by the way, that there were 15 media members at the Lansdowne Green Run game last night, and outside of the 3 females, J-Lo was the only one without facial hair. I'm just saying. Putting it out.
Probably more than 15, too. Our Pacer Payroll Poll questions of the day today. Who would you rather have as your head coach? A proven veteran coach or a young, unproven hot coordinator? 66.7% say young and unproven.
Young and unproven, man. They like new, shiny, new.
That's how Dan Campbell was.
Yeah, I mean, and Dan Campbell, you had a lot of patience.
Yeah, you had
a lot of patience, which has worked out well for the Detroit Lions. One person on social media, by the way, made the comment. It's pretty funny. You do realize Dan Campbell was once the coach of the Miami Dolphins on an interim level, I believe.
I did not realize
that. I think so. We might have to fact check that, but I think he was like the interim coach for a couple of games for the Miami Dolphins. Dan Campbell was.
I did not know that at
That's
all.
awesome. Go ahead, Jayla.
Our second pay serve apparel poll. Actually, let's go to the Hump Day hot take. Johnny says the Las Vegas Raiders will hire John Gruden to be their next head coach. Agree or disagree? 55.2% agree with you.
Yeah, they do. I'm telling you, sources are
stuff.
telling me. They're telling me a legitimate shot that John Gruden will return to greatness with the Las Vegas Raiders.
That was a great voice.
It doesn't have the same ring, though. It doesn't. I'm sorry.
I'm
I know
sorry.
it's Vegas. I know it's Vegas, but
come on.
Oakland and L.A.
It's okay.
I know.
It's going to be okay, Suave.
Yeah, I know.
It'll be fine.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Next pay serve payroll poll question. We got on the topic of sweet tea this morning.
Yes,
Who has
we
the
did.
best of it? 50% goes to Chick-fil-A, 18.8% goes to McDonald's, 18.8% also goes to Hardee's, 12.5% goes to Gold Peak.
People in the South, man, you're very passionate about your sweet tea.
Sweet tea is so good.
Your grits, your barbecue.
Yes.
Oh, barbecue. We didn't even get on that
Absolutely,
topic
right.
You heard
this
Josh
morning.
Prey yesterday.
Yes, I heard it
The
yesterday.
fried chicken.
I'm surprised,
Yeah.
by the way, our buddy Josh Prey. I'm surprised I did not get a direct message after the Florida thumping of Tennessee last night.
As I was watching that last night, I'm just thinking, man, Josh Prey literally told us this morning. They're the best in the country.
Tennessee looks
Man.
so good against Arkansas over the weekend. And then 2 days later, just laying
Flops.
eggs. Gosh. SEC, man.
That's the college basketball for you. The whole
The-
entire landscape.
The SEC, it just means more. It
does.
just means
it
more.
Does. It does. Our next pacer apparel poll question. Do you add butter or sugar to your grits? 100% says butter. It's not even a competition. And then another person, David Strickland, chimes in on X saying cheese. And our final pacer apparel poll question of the day. Who is the greatest talk show host of all time? 38.9% goes to Jerry Springer. 33.3% goes to Arsenio Hall. And 27.8% to Oprah Winfrey.
All right, good stuff. So go on the X at Drive Johnny D. You could also chime in on our YouTube page this morning at Cova Sports TV. All right, 8:41, we're going to close up shop. But straight ahead, I got a final Hump Day hot take. Who the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys will be. You don't want to miss this. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This morning, there are slowdowns on Interstate 64 westbound between the Greenbrier Parkway and Indian River Road. And
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us. And the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
Cova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
Did you know that the minimum limits in Virginia are $30,000? $30,000 is a lot of money on an individual basis, but if you're involved in a personal injury matter, that's not enough. Here at Williams Deloitte, we're happy to provide a consultation on the amount of coverage you have in your vehicle. It can be confusing. Not many people understand it. You know you need to have it, but do you have enough? Give us a call today at 757-547-5555 so we can help you prepare in the case of an automobile accident or any other personal injury matter that you or your family may find yourself in.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
Head over to goodfeet.com to schedule your appointment today.
This is the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
If you were talking about next year now, the Big Ten clearly is the best conference in the country this year. You got 3 of the Final 4 teams are all Big Ten. And every year it could be the SEC, it could be the Big Ten. But these two conferences operate on a level different than everybody else. And that's going to be reflected in the teams that make the playoffs next year.
You're listening to Jason Smith with Mike Harmon.
Weeknights 10 to 2 a.m. on Fox Sports 1310. Live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios, it's the Morning Drive with Johnny D on Fox Sports 1310 a.m. and 100.9 FM.
Hey, good stuff. Wrapping it up on a Wednesday. I got a couple more Hump Day hot takes to get to via the Tell 'em Kellum Talking text line at 757-497-1310. Want to thank Ira Kaufman. Ira's great.
Great stuff. That was phenomenal.
He is
Definitely got to get him back.
If you missed any of it, check it out on the YouTube page at Cova Sports TV. He is a regular with Christopher Mad Dog Russo on a Sirius XM. So if you ever get a chance, check him out on there. He does about 2 or 3 segments with Mad Dog. Mm-hmm. It's spectacular stuff. Really good stuff. Knows his football. Speaking of football, I do want to get to the James Jones sound, but we're going to run a little bit short on time today.
No,
so we'll save it for tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll save it for tomorrow. Because it talks about Mike Tomlin, and it is an interesting conversation. So we'll get into that a little bit tomorrow. Odds for the Super Bowl. The latest odds to win the Super Bowl. I'll start with you, J-Lo. Give me a guess. Top 5. Top 5 odds.
Number 1, Detroit.
Going to go number 1, Detroit. Okay.
Number 2, I'll go with Buffalo for number 2.
Uh-huh.
Number 3, Kansas City. Number 4, Philadelphia. And number 5, I'll try the Rams.
Okay. Interesting. Talking about the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Suave. Your guess, top 5 Super Bowl odds?
Number 1, Buffalo.
Okay.
2, Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
3, Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
4 will be the Ravens. No, the Eagles. And number 5 would be the Ravens.
Okay. The odds to win the Super Bowl, according to ESPN Bet and MGM, which I do not agree with. So number 1 is going to be the Detroit Lions, sitting at a plus 280 right now.
Okay.
Do they deserve to be the number 1?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
No question.
Yeah.
So prior to Week 18, the win over Minnesota, if I asked you the same question,
I'd probably still say yes.
Really?
I would still say yes, too.
Okay. Plus 280. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs at plus 350. Look.
Go ahead and say it.
If you're asking me right now, I would put money on the Kansas City Chiefs to win it again. Why not? What has changed?
Yeah.
Come on, let's go ahead and say it.
What has changed? I do not understand. You got the best quarterback in the NFL. You have the best head coach in the NFL. You have the best DC in the NFL. You have the best special teams in the NFL. You have the best training staff in the NFL. Kansas City Chiefs being at a plus 350, I would take that. But they're playing some pretty good football right now. Forget about the Broncos game. Look, you didn't play half your team. You didn't play half your team.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't think rust is going to be a factor with some of these veterans. They're not going to play again until when? January 18th, 19th? It's not going to be this weekend.
Next week, yeah. So
it's going to be the following weekend.
18th, yeah.
So these guys are going to have 2 to 3 weeks off of rest at Travis Kelce. And Kelce will be in playoff mode again. We had the same conversation about Travis Kelce last season. We will have it again this postseason. And he was fantastic last postseason. And Patrick Mahomes, he's going to heal up. He's going to be just fine, right? So you got Kansas City sitting at number 2. Number 3, the Baltimore Ravens at plus 600. Number 4, my Buffalo Bills at a plus 650.
That's low.
And the Philadelphia Eagles are number 5 at plus 700. That's another one where, in my mind, if Jalen Hurts is healthy.
Exactly.
I just got to be honest. And I might just be, I'm probably just being petty. I just don't believe in Sirianni. Wow. I really don't believe in Sirianni. I think Sirianni is going to screw something up. The team's not going to be ready to play. Just something's going to go wrong. Not in the first round. I think they'll dominate the Packers, but somewhere along that line, I just don't think Sirianni's going to get them there.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't trust the trust factor with head coaches going into the postseason. Who's number 1 in your mind? Who do you trust the most?
Do I trust the most?
Yeah.
Probably Andy Reid.
Going to be Andy Reid.
Yeah, Andy Reid.
So do we trust Dan Campbell?
I got to say, I don't know, because we've had this conversation.
We had it before. We had it a couple of weeks ago. Here's a dude who loves to roll the dice. He did it against San Francisco.
Yes.
He's got, 19, 20 dudes on IR. It did not matter.
No.
He rolled it out against San Francisco. And we mentioned the fourth down, the gambling, the decision-making. It will come bite you in the butt.
Yeah.
And it may be the postseason. So do you have more trust in a Dan Campbell versus a Nick Sirianni?
I do.
Wow.
I do.
That doesn't mean I trust him that much, but Sirianni, he just has this reputation. And I just feel like Philadelphia's going to be calling for his head in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Because they're going to be eliminated.
I don't know. I think Philadelphia has now warmed up to him.
They have.
I think they've started to warm up.
If he loses
to
them
him.
a playoff game, they'll be right back.
If they lose this weekend to Green Bay,
it's a wrap. Goodbye.
It's gonna be some fun.
Goodbye, Sirianni.
I'll tell you what, Philadelphia sports radio is gonna be the most amazing that it's ever been.
Goodbye. That's what they're going. They calling for his job. He lose to Green Bay.
what is the spread on that game right now? It's tight. I think it was like a 51 to 49%, right, for Philadelphia. It was tight.
We're looking at -4.5 for Philly.
-4.5 for Philly. Status of Jordan Love, we still don't know about. Status of Jalen Hurts.
-230 on the money line.
Then Christian Watson, I think he out for the
He's
season.
out.
Yeah,
he's done.
out. Yeah,
but look, Green Bay's got wide receivers all over the place.
Yeah.
Green Bay's got to be able to run the football. That's what it comes down to. You got to be able to run the football. You got to give Jordan Love a little bit of time against Vic Fangio's defense, which has been very good. Very quick, and I know Hank chimed in. I did not know this, but I will tell you, my sources are also telling me, as a Hump Day hot take, a possible candidate for the Dallas Cowboys head coaching job, if they do not re-sign Mike McCarthy, is going to be Steve Sarkisian of the Texas Longhorns, who will be coaching on Friday night. Makes perfect sense. State of Texas.
And
Jerry loves. Hey, look, Jerry loves him some college coaches.
Yes, he does.
The next quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys,
Arch Manning
or Quinn Ewers.
Gotta go Arch. Oh, not Quinn Ewers.
No,
he stinks.
No.
Arch Manning is going to take a little longer. He could declare though in a couple years.
Yeah.
We'll
Well, I'm being told that there is some serious consideration if he does want to go pro. Steve Sarkisian will be a candidate from the coaching ranks of college for the NFL, and it's a perfect fit because, again, you got to remember, it's a guy that Jerry Jones can control like a puppet.
Absolutely.
Right? He could control him like a puppet. Sark, I'm giving you a shot at the NFL. However, I'm the GM. I make the player personnel decisions. I'll handle the salary cap, and you try to develop me a better quarterback with Dak Prescott right now. So just got to keep an eye on that. Some more text messages that have rolled in. The 540 hot take. LeBron will play 3 more years. He is still so good right now.
That dunk last night.
Mr. Dunk.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous to be, 40? 41 years of age.
40.
And, having your body still in shape where you could play in the NBA is just crazy. The 757, interesting. Hot take. The NFL will blow up the Rooney Rule. It's a waste. Also, hot take. Tomlin will be the most sought-after coaching candidate after this weekend.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are having an issue with the Rooney Rule right now because, look, it's like a one-and-done deal, right? One-and-done deal with a lot of guys. However, I did see a stat on social media there, Suave, that there were more white coaches fired than black coaches. So
I mean, there are many black coaches in the NFL anyway.
I saw another
Yeah, you gotta look at the
coaching
ratios.
candidate, another dude interviewing for a job, and this is with New England. Byron Leftwich is another guy who is interviewing for a job. So we will see. But the Rooney Rule, that's interesting. The 540 has chimed in, and we mentioned this earlier, and I think J-Lo was a little bit offended. The question is J-Lo still on interim status with this show, or is he a full-time guy? He is a full-time guy.
Full-time guy.
He's a full-time guy.
Yes, he's full-time.
The interim status is over for J-Lo. He is a full-time member of this fine radio program. All right. Any parting thoughts there, Suave, on a hump day, on a Wednesday?
Yes, I got a text message I want to get to right here.
Okay.
All right. So for Ben in the 540, talk about Mike Tomlin. He said Steelers will lose. Mike Tomlin will be fired and goes to Chicago to restore defense culture and save Caleb Williams' future.
Well, let me tell you this right now. Tomlin will not be fired.
Yeah,
It'll be
This will be mutual. Absolutely.
Yes.
He will not be. You can't fire Mike Tomlin. You can't. There will be a mutual agreement to part ways, but he will never be fired by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, they don't fire coaches.
No, they're not going to do that.
No.
That's why they're a well-run organization.
Exactly.
They're not like the Bears. They're not like the Jets. They're not like the Cow. They are a well-run organization when you're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And I also did look into it. So with the money line for Washington, if I was to put $500 down, I would win $1,200.
1200. Come on. Come on. Dive in.
There's a small piece of me that's like, I would hammer that.
You would hammer that. Go for it, man.
No.
Come on, you got 500 just sitting there waiting to make some money? You don't have that?
No.
Would you be comfortable asking your parents, saying, hey, look, I got a great investment opportunity coming up this weekend, 500 to make 1200? Instant gratification.
No,
Lock.
there would be
No?
negative gratification.
Hey, did you fact check me on the Dan Campbell?
Actually, yes. He was interim head coach in 2015 for the Dolphins.
For how many games?
Oh, I'm looking at him right now. But that's just shocking to me, for real, for real. I did not know that at all.
Think about that.
I did not know that.
Dan Campbell was in your house, and you let him walk out the front door. That's what you did. Congratulations to the Miami Dolphins.
Gotta love it.
Good work out of you.
Gotta love it.
All right, that is going to wrap it up for a Wednesday edition. Want to thank all the great guests today. If you missed any of it, check it out on the Kellen Mechanical Audio Vault on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Follow us on the X. Our Pacer Payroll poll questions will be up all day, so you still got a chance to chime in on that. But good stuff today on the texts, on the tweets, for Suave, for J-Lo. This has been a Wednesday edition of The Morning Drive right here on Fox Sports 1310 AM and the Fox Sports 1310 app. See you.